mic where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's number one Chief Rockin' Knicks Universe, man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime show, the Knicks at Night podcast. So we're going to rock a little bit, man, talk about a lot of stuff. Man, salute to everybody. Before I send out the link to everybody, man, I just got a few things that I want to get off my chest real quick. Y'all already know that as soon as we bring people on, man, it'd be hard to kind of get your thoughts out there, man. So I'm just gonna rock for a few minutes and talk about some observations that I have, some things that I want to share, and then I'm gonna share the link with everybody, and then we'll chop it up, man, for a little bit. But I want to get these things off my chest first, man. Salute to everybody. You know what I'm saying? 27 in the house. Wilson Dang, what's good? It's good to see you, Wilson Dang. What's good? JJ is in the building. JJ, our Mets have to do something, bro. We got to stop playing. JJ, legit, our Mets have to do something, bro. We got to stop messing around, man. Our Mets have to do something, bro. You know what I mean? We got, yo, come on, David Stearns. Come on, David Stearns. So I notice when I do this rocking thing, man, a lot of y'all come through and hang out and ask me questions and get my thoughts on some things. King Ribby is in the building. What's good, King Ribby? Will Salkin in the building. Salute. Man, King Ribby ain't called me in like a minute, y'all. King Ribby ain't called me like in a week and a half. I'm about to try to figure out what's going on. Like maybe King Ribby done hit the Powerball or something. Yo, I don't know. Maybe he done hit the scratch off at the bodega or something, hit the number of $417. And now he trying to disappear, trying to buy a place in Cabo or something with them $417. Yo, yeah, man. So I am super excited about where the Knicks are as a team right now. I think the roster is gelling together well. The trade deadline is in about a week. And I don't want to see anyone go, but I don't want to have that be the excuse for us not to improve. You know, y'all know what I mean? Mega is in the building. Yeah, man. Yo, and JJ says, come back and admit you were wrong. Nah, man, Yo, JJ, I learned in the game, bro, cats would rather leave for like 6 months than rather admit they were wrong. In this space here, and I'm sorry for leaning in the chair, y'all. I'm sorry. Man, my back been hurting all day, man. Like in my upper back, like, yo, it's been crazy, bro. So I'm kind of leaning up in the chair a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to take some pressure off this back, bro. I bought some dumbbells the other day off Amazon. And so, I was in here curling, and man, yo, now my back is hurting like a Yo, yeah, man. Trying to save some money at the gym and bought like a dumbbell set off of Amazon and in the living room trying to curl, lift weights. You know what I'm saying? And the dogs barking. I had the dogs counting for me. You know what I'm saying? The dogs, I got the dogs counting for me. Like every time I curl, they just, yeah, uh, uh, uh. Yeah, man. So I'm just gonna get a few things off my chest before I send the link out, man. Because once I put the link in the chat, I just gotta sit here quietly, bro. Because you know what I'm saying, I don't get a chance. But um, without sounding hyperbolic, right? Without sounding hyperbolic, man. Um, I think this may be the most important trade deadline in 25 years. Coach is in the building. I can't wait to see what Coach and King Ribby got to say. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what they got to say. But I want to say this stuff real quick and get this stuff off my chest first. I want to get these thoughts off because sometimes, when you put the link in the chat, you know what I'm saying, you kind of get like sidetracked with a lot of people with their ideas too. And sometimes you can't get back to, you know what I'm saying, what you really want to say. Even if you're in the chat already, in the live stream already, sometimes you can't just formulate a thought, like a complete thought, because y'all know what it is. But here's the thing about the trade deadline. The trade deadline is officially about 7 days away. Right? I think it's officially set, or it's February 8th, right? It's February 8th. So whenever February 1st is. So it's about 8 days away, right? It's about 8 days away. And so if you're the Knicks, you have to look at the chessboard from all angles, right? You don't have to rush your pawns up the table, right? Or up the board. You don't have to rush your pawns up the board and just swap pawns just to get them out of the way. You don't have to do that, right? You don't have to do that, right? What you could do is open up the board where your pieces that have lane jurisdiction can have clear lanes up the path to either cut the board in half or to steal pieces from your opponent, right? And by doing that, by keeping, and not to sound too chessy, but by cutting the board in half, you keep your opponent's pieces in jeopardy. It's hard to go on offense when the board is cut in half, right? If you're a good player. So if you're the Knicks, I feel like you should keep an eye out for all opportunities. Be opportunistic, right? Keep an eye out. Keep a phone line open to everyone, as opposed to making a demand and going for it. Keep an eye out for all the unexpected moves, right? Give an example. I'll give an example, and it's going to be an OD example, but I'll give you an OD example just so that you can understand, like, why I'm saying what I'm saying, right? Say for instance, uh You're calling Dallas about Grant Williams, and Mark Cuban says, "Yo, Uncle Freezy, guess what?" And I'm like, "Yo, I ain't up for the guessing games. What's happening?" He's like, "Guess what?" I'm like, "Yo, come on, bro. Yo, I'm double parked. Yo, I ain't got time for games." He's like, "Yo, guess what though?" I'm like, "Come on, bro. I ain't got time, bro. The hourglass is come on, bro." He's like, "Yo, I know you called about Grant Williams, but Kyrie is available. But don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody, but Kyrie is available." And then you're like, "Holy crap. Did you just say what I thought you said?" Like, yeah, Kyrie is available. And then you're like, "Yo, I didn't even want Kyrie." But he's like, "Yeah, man, but Kyrie's available." And you're like, "Yo, oh my goodness, Kyrie's available." He's like, "I told you it was a surprise." So that's what I think the Knicks should do, right? If you call about Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso is available, no, like if you call about Spencer Dinwiddie and Mikal Bridges can be had. Like you go in there, you like, "Yo, I was calling you. I mean, yo, I came over here to check on Ben Simmons. Yeah, what's happening? What's happening with Ben Simmons?" And he's like, "We're gonna keep Ben, but you can have Mikal Bridges for such and such price. Give me," and this is just a price, right? I'm not telling you this is what we'll pay, right? But listen to what I'm saying. Keep all your options open, right? Here's my thing. They'll say something like, "Yo, give me DiVincenzo, Hart, Fournier, Grimes, and 4 first-round picks, and you can have Mikal Bridges." And I'll be like, "Hell no. I'm not giving you Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo like that." Right? And they be like, "Well, give me Grimes and Jericho Sims and 4 unprotected first." And I'm like, "Hell no. I ain't giving you for no 4 unprotected. I'll give you 2. I'll give you 3 unprotected, 1 protected, and just Fournier." And they be like, "Done." And you were looking for Ben Simmons and you wound up with Mikal Bridges. Right? So if you're the Knicks at the trade deadline, what I'm saying to you is keep all your options open. Now, if there's somebody that you gotta have, you should have had him already. See, now's not the time. Like you don't wait until the week of Valentine's Day to find a Valentine's gift. Nah, you start looking for that gift in January. Right? That way you won't overspend and you get exactly what you wanted. And so in the grand scheme of things, what I'm getting at is you may not like you may not, for instance, you may call about Jeremy Sohan and you might find out Devin Vassell is available. Devin Vassell, that's a nice young piece. That's a nice young piece, right? That's a nice young piece, y'all. Right? You might be calling about Jared Vanderbilt or D'Angelo Russell and find out that the Lakers are beefing internally with LeBron. "Oh yeah, y'all beefing? Y'all beefing? Y'all want to get rid of that problem? I can take that problem off your hands real quick." LeBron, I already listen. LeBron is a really good athlete. He could play the 3 and all this stuff, and he kind of old. He's probably more of a 4. He's probably past his prime and all of that stuff. But I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about us getting calls from referees in the playoffs We up by 6 and we got to take it home. Hey, Bron, just keep going to the hole, Bron, because we know you getting calls. Unlike we don't know if Brunson is going to get a call or not, or if Randall is going to get a call or not. Right? We already know LeBron getting calls. We got 20 years of evidence that LeBron in the playoffs is getting calls. That's what it is. It's just what it is. Right? Keep your options open. If you call Portland about Malcolm Brogdon and you find out that Portland is tired of or frustrated with this rookie point guard they just drafted, and you got 2 first-round picks, I'll give you 2 unprotected first-round picks for Scoot Henderson and his goggles. Yes, I do that. I would absolutely do that. Golden State's having a fire sale. I'm listening for every offer. I'm listening for every player. I'm listening for Kuminga. I'm listening for Moody. I'm listening for Wiggins. I'm listening for Chris Paul. I'm listening for everybody. I'm listening for everyone. Everybody, man. Listen, nobody on the roster will get past my front office. If we want that guy, or it goes like this: must have. If I'm listening for all the must have guys, I'm listening for all the nice to have guys and all the unexpected guys. You think I won't give you 2 first-round picks for Kuminga? Yes, I would do that in a heartbeat. I'm listening for everybody. I'm listening for everybody, right? And then I'm taking that intel back to my front office. We're going to break it down and pick a target and go get it. I'm bringing all that intel back to the office. We're going to probably go in the main conference room and put everybody on the board, what they bring, what their salary is, who their agency is, right? Who their agency is, what type of relationship we can have with this player. Do they fit our timeline? All these things I'm taking into account. And now pick out 1 or 2 targets and go get them. And I'm going to get them if it's a fit. If it's not a fit, then I'm not going to get the guy. But I will do this thing that they call due diligence. Gotta do due diligence. You gotta do it. Gotta do due diligence. You gotta see who all is available. You can't be surprised at a trade. Right? You can't be the Knicks and be surprised by a player moving. Right? If DeJounte Murray ends up in Orlando, you can't be surprised by that. You would have had to see all these things on the landscape, right? Because in the grand game of chess, there is another player opposite you. There's another player opposite you, so you have to keep All hands on deck for these 8 days, these 7 days, whatever it is. These 7 or 8 days, you have to keep all avenues open. All of them. All of them. And now, while I'm not saying trade everybody, trade all your assets, I'm not saying trade. What I'm saying is keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. Be opportunistic. It just makes sense. And I know there are a lot of fits. There are a lot of perceived fits. Colin Sexton to me seems like a fit. Malcolm Brogdon seems like a fit. DeJounte Murray seems like a fit. Zach LaVine seems like a fit. DeMar DeRozan seems like a fit. Alex Caruso. Mikal Bridges. Miles Bridges. Kyle Lowry. Denny Avdija. Kyle Kuzma. All these players seem like fits for us. Devin Vassell. Tari Eason. Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Smith Jr. They all seem like fits. But if you're the Knicks, you have to keep your eyes open for what you feel like is the best fit and opportunity at the same time. You got to collect the intel. You have to be smart about the way you move in this situation. You got to be smart about it because the situation is one that you have to rest OG Anunoby down the stretch for one, because you want OG Anunoby healthy for the playoffs. We don't want OG playing 40 minutes a night for 35 straight games, and then he out with a high ankle sprain in the playoffs, and now the weapon that you got can't even help you in the playoffs. You have to go out and get another defensive-minded wing to play along with and behind OG Anunoby. It's paramount that you have one. Because the only thing better than an OG Anunoby is 2 OG Anunobys. And your all-star power forward is out several weeks, so the Knicks have alluded to. And so you don't want to get past the deadline and then realize that maybe that Precious Achiuwa that you were getting was just playing out of his mind, and then he reverts back to himself, and then you're mad at Precious Achiuwa. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Right? You don't want to do that. You don't want to not get somebody to play alongside Deuce McBride. Say Deuce McBride was hot for this little stretch, and then after the trade deadline, he regresses a little bit because he's not used to all this playing time, and then you're mad at Deuce McBride. It's the reason why we have closets in our house. It's the reason why we have cupboards in our kitchen. Because it's better to have more of something and don't need it than to have not enough of something and really need it. And I know that don't make sense in a lot of people's minds, right? Uncle Freezy, why are you trading away the future for the now? I'm not trading. The future, trust me, the future is going to be right on schedule. As long as you've been alive, tomorrow has never been late. As long as you've been alive, tomorrow has never been late. Ever. The future is going to be right on schedule. It's up to us how we manage it. It's up to us how we manage it. Because if we have a bright today, we depend less on tomorrow. And what I'm telling you guys is depend more on today. Keep your foot on the ground or your feet on the ground. Stay in the moment. Stop drifting off. Don't buy tickets to Imagination Station. Stay in the moment. Listen. Don't multitask. Focus. That's what I'm saying. Listen to your man. Listen to your man, the number one chief rocker in Knicks universe, Uncle Freezy. Listen to him, aka Petty Pendergrass the Fourth. You gotta listen. You gotta focus. Stay in the moment. If you're the Knicks, why are you worried about 2026 when you're in 2024? You would rather have a rocky today and a perceived better future than a great present and a perceived better future. What about what happens today? What happens tomorrow? I think we should focus on what's going on today, being in the moment. Focus. Right? Stop looking down the road. Be right here in the present. Don't multitask. Be right here. Be where your feet are. All right. I just had to get some of that out, man, before I threw the link in the chat. Cause y'all know what it is, man. You put the link in the chat and then cats be coming in and be mad OD weird all over the place. Like, yo, what I'm in Langston Galloway's fan club. I don't care. I don't care nothing about the Langston Galloway fan club. But Uncle Freezy, I'm in the Frank Ntilikina fan club. So Justo11, thank you for the generous contribution. Justo says, would love Trey Murphy and Lowry here. Me too, bro. Me too. I'm with you. I'm with you. Cats are like, but RJ Barrett scored 27 points the other night. So what? RJ Barrett don't play for us. RJ Barrett don't play for us. No disrespect to RJ, but we're talking Knicks basketball right now at this moment.
Yo, what's good? Salute.
Man, you shaved today?
Huh?
You shaved today?
I shaved yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Or 2 days ago, something like that.
Okay.
What's good?
Yeah, man. I shaved. I used the machete to shave yesterday. Man, I need to. Man, that machete is rusty, bro.
Hey, man. I like all your takes. I like all the guys you said. For all you delusional fans out there, and the reason why I'm calling you delusional is this. We got such an opportunity right now to keep going and building on what we started here, because this is just a start. Some of y'all are all content and crap. saying like, "Oh, don't mess up the rotation. Don't mess up all this chemistry." It's 16 games worth of chemistry. This isn't the product of OG and all them all like forming chemistry and all this stuff. OG was the right piece, and he's a professional, and he's a piece that Tibbs wanted and knew would fit with what we had. We still need one or two more pieces if we're going to be realistic, guys, to beat Boston or the Nuggets or the Clippers in a 7-game series. We got to be real here. Okay. So, yes, are we playing out of our minds? Hell yeah. Are we the hottest team in the NBA right now? One of them, hell yeah. However, we can't do what us old hats say. We can't rest on our laurels, it's called. We can't just be satisfied with what we got so far. I love what we have so far. But we all know so the shots will eventually not fall as much. There'll be games where the other guys suit up and tie their sneakers and get hot too. They're pros. They have pride. We're going to, from this point on, everyone's tired of hearing how good the Knicks are. We're going to get everyone's best here on out. So we need the soldiers to do it.
Hey, coach, where are you? Where's your perspective? Where are you talking about this from? Like for instance, why are you saying what you're saying? Are you saying this from a build for the future, or for a chase the championship this year type?
No, I'm not being a downer, and I'm not saying it because what I mean is
I didn't call you a downer. I just asked you your perspective.
I'm just saying putting it out there in the universe. If anyone's thinking I'm being glass half empty, I'm half full all the way. We have a starting lineup that's all mid-20s. Okay, we have an opportunity to make this thing ride out all together for the next 4, 5, 6 years. But we need about 7 or 8 100% guys we can count on. Okay, so to me, I feel that we need, if we can get an extra piece or two, then we do it. It's not that like we need to just have a move just to have a move. We have needs. Everyone has needs. There's not one team in the NBA that's perfect.
Right.
I mean, the Celtics are close. If they're all healthy. Right now, if everyone was healthy, including Mitch, we'd be close to, we may be a piece or two away from being a perfectly built team. You know, we're not far. So what brought me to this is over the last week, whenever a move gets brought up and people have excuse, oh, we're playing too good, don't mess it up by bringing another person in. We're playing this good because we brought another person in.
Okay.
We might even be playing better if we bring another person in, the right person. And if he ain't the right person, sit his ass. Right. Whatever. And when I start hearing like, well, the right person, it might cost too much. We talked about this during the Spider debates. I'm tired of people holding on to 8th graders. Like, you guys are worried about kids that are in 8th grade right now? Now, if we were stuck with one first-round pick each year for the next 5, 6 years, then yeah, I'd be a little more nervous giving some up. We got 11 picks.
Right.
We got them for a reason, for this moment. We are on the cusp of something we haven't touched or smelt in 23 years. 24, 25 years technically. 99
Yeah.
is 2024. A quarter of a century since we've sniffed the finals. And that was a miracle. We were the 8th seed. And Papa Ewing was hobbled.
Right.
And now we're right there. If we just say, oh, we're almost good enough to compete and beat everyone, yeah, a game or two we can do it. But eventually for a whole series, some of our little things might get exposed. So we have to do this. We have the opportunity. We still have, pick wise, we have the most assets, except maybe OKC or something. Pick wise, I think we have the most still.
Right.
We have that. We have 11 first round picks and Grimes, who's equal to a first round pick because of his age, and he's on his rookie deal. So let's do this, man. Let's make a run for this. And the thing is, we're not even going to be giving up a piece that's really part of our master plan. We're talking about Fournier, a couple of high schoolers that are in school right now, or middle schoolers. Let's win this thing. We make a heavy run here and get to the Eastern Conference Finals, compete. I mean, if we get the right person, we can go all the way to the finals and win this thing. And then all of a sudden, the free agent comes around. Man, I like what the Knicks are doing over there. I want to play with Brunson,
right,
and OG, and whoever else they got,
right.
And that atmosphere was what's going to bring people here. Not the fact that we got 3 first round picks floating around,
Right.
So I don't know. Fight me if you don't like my answer. That's just the way it is, man. That's how I feel. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. I'm in shock.
Right.
I mean, a couple of things I said I thought was going to happen are happening. I knew Dante was going to do his thing. I said it since I came back. I said all last year before I took my hiatus what I felt about iHeart. And everyone would give me crap about it. And he's doing exactly what I said he'd do if he was the starter.
Okay.
I was saying the same thing about Brunson. I was wrong about RJ. I was trying to be positive about RJ, but he got to go, and he did. But other than that, everything I've been hoping for and expecting, and about some of these guys we picked up, has been coming to fruition. So it's a great time. How good is it to feel? How good is it to feel this way? To be having these conversations instead of, well, should we be just throwing in the towel and playing the young guys? I hate it. God, I was tired of that conversation.
So I'm on the side of we get this feeling every year with Tom Thibodeau.
What feeling's that?
Where you're at right now, euphoric, content, a little bit content, not all the way content. You know what I mean? Like yeah. I feel like you
don't feel like he's the problem.
I feel as if you're in that space where you feel like the team is maybe one piece away from being the NBA champs.
Well,
a lot of us feel that way.
One piece and everyone back.
Yeah, and everybody healthy. Yeah, one piece and everybody healthy. Yeah. But here's the thing, right? With this Groundhog Day type scenario, right? Mm-hmm. And I guess that's a pun because Groundhog Day is what, tomorrow? Oh, well, not with
Oh,
you.
wait.
I guess not with you all, but
In
for
2
me,
days.
it'll be tomorrow.
February 2nd.
Yeah. Greenie, what's good, bro? Oh, wait a minute.
The man, the myth.
I forgot.
I've been texting him for 2-3 days trying to get him here.
Yeah, I forgot. I can't. You know, he's a superstar, right? So he's a superstar. I can't bring him on unless I do this.
Jesus is just so right.
Yo, how y'all fellas doing tonight?
What's up?
Yo, what's good?
What's up?
What's up, brother?
What's up? This is Lou to the chat. Big shout out to the panel. Hope you guys are having a great night tonight.
What's good, Papa Doc? How you doing?
So I just be working, bruh. I'll be working.
Bro.
By the time I get the next game, it's like the third quarter.
Yeah, man. We grinding over here trying to get this thing off the ground, man. And the phone keep ringing. The business phone is slow, but the Lawrence Tears phone is always busy.
It's always ringing.
It's
Lawrence
crazy.
Tears hotline is always open.
Always, bro. It's crazy.
For about 2 quarters, I was on the phone with Greenie, talking him through it. He was on his way home. I was like, oh, we couldn't believe it. Dante and the defense was playing out of their mind.
Right. Yo, Greenie. Hey, I don't think, when I tell them how fast Paolo Banchero is in real life, would you please tell these human beings how fast this dude Paolo Banchero is at 250, bro?
I think you might be on mute, bro.
Yeah, he might be on. Yeah, he may be on mute. Yeah, but coach, here's the thing, man. I don't want to have the Knicks front office be complacent at the deadline and watch everybody else around us improve. You feel me? Because what happens if DeJounte Murray goes to Indiana? And now it's Halliburton, Murray, and Siakam. Or what if Zach LaVine goes to Philadelphia? See, it puts us in that spot, bro. It puts us in that tough spot where you stay pat and then the other teams wind up getting dealt a better hand.
There's a reason why Drew Holiday went to Boston. Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, but Boston, the reason why they're in the position they're in right now is because they started winning like we are now a couple years ago, and they still felt the need to make moves. They got Porzingis, they got Derek White, they got Holiday. I mean, they're doing the moves they have to do. And back then we were like, man, they're looking pretty good.
Right.
I mean, good. The best teams you're never content. You always are looking for ways to make your team better.
Oats, right?
There? Are those oats?
No, I'm not eating oats this late at night, man. I'll be passing gas all night. It's peanuts.
Oh, it look like Cracker Jacks at first.
Yeah, man. I think I added
What you call me?
Cracker Jack.
My name ain't Jack.
Yeah, man. So it's sea salt, a little bit of honey, and peanuts. So I'm trying to do some healthy late snacking type
Yeah,
thing, man.
I love
You know the vibe.
cashews, but them things
Because
expensive.
I could have made a grilled cheese, bro, but I'm trying to be healthy.
Right.
But here's the thing: do you stay pat if you're the Knicks, or do you explore? I don't see the harm in exploring. I do see a harm in disturbing the groove, right?
Don't disturb this groove.
Yeah.
What group? Sorry.
Now we were talking about,
Oh,
some people are saying, when we talk about the need to make a move or not, like some people are starting to dial it back now. Be like, no, we're winning. We're playing too good. We don't want a new person to come in and mess up the
Nah. I
flow.
had this talk to you. I had this talk with you on the phone the other day. Oh, well, yesterday actually. And I
Right.
was saying, like, right now we have the highest percentage for the lowest bench usage. That's not good. That
Exactly.
means
right.
we're running our starters into the ground.
Yeah, but the thing is I understand, like everybody is gonna have their own opinion, right? And listen, and while I don't always agree with everybody's opinion, I'd be willing to listen to it, right? And for the most
Mhm.
part, the opinions we hear are reasonable, right? Like so personally, I'm not gonna get catfighty if they feel like we should stay pat, because I understand where they're coming from. They're like, yo, it took us a million years to get to this place. Why risk taking a step back from this place when it took us a million years to get here? I respect that, right? I respect that. And I hope y'all understand that I respect your train of thought and your perspective, because they are two different things, right? A lot of us have different perspectives, but sometimes we think the same way, regardless of our perspective. That's why we talk over each other a lot, because we agree, and sometimes it seems like we're saying the same thing, but we're looking at it through different lenses, right? So what I would say, is this: definitely investigate, go get intel, see if the move is there. If the move is there, do it. If the move is not there, don't force it, right?
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I
I
agree with
don't
that.
want to make a move just to make a move to say we
Right.
made one. We
Right,
got to do
Coach.
the
You ever
right
I,
had
move.
one of your homeboys, like you ever had one of your homeboys start drinking and he start dancing, he mad off beat, but the fluid,
But he's
but
passionate about it.
yeah, but the adult beverage, but the adult beverage having him wanting to move. You know what I'm saying? Look, like you ever had your homeboy dancing at karaoke night? Oh my god, bro. Yo, we had to tell Rod. We like, yo, we like, Rod. It's karaoke, bro. You don't dance at bro. Really? Big a dude, greeny, a dude taller, a dude about 3 inches taller than us, bro. A
oh
dude,
man,
a dude about three
you
inches
got to
taller
sit
than,
down.
yeah, bro. But he can't,
You is not hitting.
bro.
And don't be
Even
doing Michael.
even
Don't be doing Michael Jackson on karaoke neither, unless
bro,
you can sing it.
no, he was doing the I forget the dance that was out. This is like right after Soldier Boy era.
Dougie,
Oh
This is
man.
like Whipping Nene era.
Okay.
And he
Okay.
like, and this dude is like 6'9".
that's
You know what I'm saying?
Superman.
This,
Yeah.
this
Oh, but
dude's.
he like, yo, but that's my jam though, Uncle Freezy. And I'm like, man, sit your big ass. Yo. Yeah, we like, man, sit your big ass down, bro. You too big for this shit. You out here looking like a tree. You know what I'm saying? You making this shit seem,
Yeah,
he making it seem like Wizard of Oz. He's so tall and big. He out there dancing. Now he fly though. You know what I'm saying? He like the fly. He gonna be, but you know how it is. Like you know how like when you go out and you be buying the girls all those drinks that they like, You know what I'm saying? The ones they be all colorful and they be glow in the dark or super sweet, and then you start drinking they drinks, and before you know it, you feel tipsy like Amber. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and then you know what I'm saying, cats is out there doing karaoke. You know what I'm saying? Like this girl was singing Betty Davis Eyes, and my man Rob is up dancing. Like, bro, this is hilarious watching a 6'10" black dude dancing to Betty Davis Eyes. Like,
you
we
gotta
like,
sit down, big fella.
Down, boss.
You gotta sit down, big fella.
Please.
Tone it down. Tone it back. Just a tad.
Yeah, bro. Drink some water. You know what I'm saying?
Do something.
We like drink some water, boss. But coach, yeah, that's the example that I want to give. Like just because there's something to be done, don't mean that something has to be done.
Right. Like, to
my
me,
reason for making the move for the trade is because I every time we make the playoffs, we are derailed because of injuries on our team.
Right.
The last time we made the playoffs, and every time we made the playoffs with this team, Julius Randle, we are derailed by injuries.
Right.
Both times. So it's like now what the recipe that you have right now is that you're overusing your starters in the regular season, and when the time matters, they're gonna be tired and overused again. That we can't do that. We had a high bench usage. Now it's bottom of the league, not even a question. And that's the only concern I have. Mitchell Robinson's done. Hartenstein has Achilles, like tendonitis or something like that?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Well, this is something he's had though. He
still sucks.
He's been playing.
Still sucks.
No, I know. I agree. It does suck. But
it's like he's our starting center. If Hartenstein goes down, come on.
Oh, I know. Like that's the thing that these other people don't. It's like they ain't watching these games. Yeah, it looks nice when we win. We're whooping everybody's butt right now. You know, it looks nice, but then you look at the box score, and technically, if you count iHeart, which I consider him the starter now anyway.
Right.
But technically, we have 3 bench guys starting right now, and we only had 14 points off the bench from 2 guys. Grimes had 12 and McBride had 2, and we really only played 8 guys that game. Now we won, and it was great, but however, because we're real short-handed right now. Now I think if we were in the playoffs, OG be playing.
Yeah,
this is precautionary.
Yeah,
obviously. So, but besides that, I think just for that alone, for what you said, Greeny, we need the O-ish factor. Every star in the NBA, every player in the NBA is one step on someone's foot on a rebound, or drive to the rim from being out a week or 2.
Yeah.
And if that happens at a bad time in the schedule, or God forbid the playoffs, we saw what happened with Randall last year.
And quickly.
Yeah, and quick too. So like, this is why I'm saying, why stop now? It's called insurance. Some of y'all, I'm sure you're adults. Maybe some of y'all don't. You live in your mom's basement. I don't know. You on mama's insurance. I don't know. But you got to have insurance for your car.
Yeah.
You got to have insurance for most of your assets in your life.
For your health.
For your health.
House.
For your house.
Everything.
House.
I mean, some famous people insure their legs and, all this stuff. But we need to have bodies. But we need to have the kind of bodies that are worth a damn when they do fill in for a guy that needs a break. Because let's face it, guys.
Okay, Coach,
Brunson is gonna need a break.
You talking us in the circle. Who you want to get? Who you want to get at the trade deadline? Just
I've
let
been
everybody know.
I've
Be
been
real with it.
saying it from the beginning. The plan A is
And A.
hold on. Let me put them up here. BIM. That's been my plan A since we was talking about when we first got OG.
Right.
That's plan A.
Okay.
Plan B is Bridges, which I know the latest story is like, oh, he might not be available. They might not be trading him. That's my only two. Those are the two guys that I'm willing to give Grimes and a pick or two. And obviously for the money, Fournier is going to be part of it. Okay. Now, you start talking about the next tier of guys. Now, I've heard little murmurs about Caruso.
But coach, I'm asking you who you want.
That's who I want, Murray or Bridges. But with this Caruso murmuring, I would love to have Caruso too, because he fits exactly what the Knicks are doing right now. He's probably the best. There's an argument he's probably the best backcourt defender in the league.
Yeah, you know what my fear is?
And he's a smart basketball player.
My fear is that if you get Alex Caruso, the duplicity is gonna end up having him share the court with others. Like if you get Alex Caruso, I think you're gonna get less Josh Hart. Right? And
Or
I
less
don't
Grimes. Yeah.
yeah, definitely less Grimes, definitely. Because he'll
So
be in the but think about if you get Caruso, right? Then your bench unit is Hart, Caruso, Deuce, Precious. And I like Caruso, by the way. I'm not saying I don't like Caruso.
Now I'm even saying to me, but if you get Murray or Bridges, Dante is your scorer off the bench. Okay. And I've already said the second guy we need is a stretch 4-5, like a guy that can, like, that's the second guy we need.
I think if you get Caruso, you have to start DiVincenzo.
Oh yeah, and I'm fine with that.
Right.
But I know some people, like, when I say, I've seen people react to it when I say it before, like, we need 3 pieces for me to be comfortable. And for me to make that claim and jump out the window, if I was the GM of the Knicks right now, I need 3 more guys.
Okay.
I need to either have someone that pushes Dante be the starter, or just it's so obvious that he needs to be the starter, whoever the other guy is. So we need a 2 that can light it up and can ball handle. I think we need a veteran facilitator for the bench for the second unit, and we need that front court depth guy. Those are the 3 pieces we need.
Okay.
So in one of the deals, if we can get a twofer, get 2 guys, or even in a 3-team deal, whatever. And then the other deal, the third guy might be, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but it might be, the buyout time. But as far as the trade deadline, I think we need at least 2 guys. I'm just being real, just because of the banged up factor that we have right now. Because I'm sorry, Taj isn't the move we need to make.
Taj ain't it?
Shore up the front court.
How about this? How about I get 2 guys and we start playing Jacob Toppin?
I mean,
that's who I want to see.
Yeah, I talked about that too with you, in the backstage after the show. I'd love to see him. Why not? Especially we just want to bring him in. Bring him in that like middle of the second quarter, kind of for like 4 or 5 minutes. See if he gets some bounce. Throw a couple down. See what happens. I mean, especially in maybe not so much in the Indiana game, but some of these other games like these last 2 games with Charlotte and the Jazz, they were willing to give OG a break, and those were the times they should have tried him out by then, in those games. But I don't know if there's a reason why. Why didn't he play last game?
I'm not sure.
Like, we had the game in control after that third quarter. He ain't even getting the bump. He ain't even getting them bum minutes at the end when Archie comes in and stuff, and Malachi.
Right. Does that mean he's not a good player?
No.
I think he's a good player.
Right.
I think he's very athletic, and he knows how to use his athleticism on the offensive side and the defensive side.
I think we need to use him like a Vincent Askew type player. All defense, rebound, and the only points you're going to get is the ones you get by garbage. A Jerome Williams type player, right?
Yeah.
Just play defense and Amir. What's the dude name? Amir Johnson type player.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, just use your 6 fouls. Be smart. Right? No 3-pointers, no shots. All you're getting is dunks and putbacks, rebounds, all that stuff. That's it.
So you just want him to be Blake Griffin before Blake Griffin can shoot?
No, as a matter of fact, I want him to be DeAndre Jordan before DeAndre Jordan was DeAndre Jordan. Right?
Perfect.
Heck, what's good, bro? Project Nerd HQ was in the building. Heck, we in here eating healthy, bro. We in here eating healthy, man. I got some peanuts sprinkled with honey and sea salt, and in the fridge I have the big juicy pears. Right? I'm trying to get back in shape like Coach, bro. I'm gonna try out for the Giants. I hear they need a running back.
Do y'all think Mitch Tom in New York is done?
Yes.
I'm ready to put him on the bench. I'm not even gonna lie to you. 22 minutes a game. That's it.
I don't think he's a bench player. I think he's a trade piece, though.
I'm just saying because he just get injured too much. If we can't trade him, 22 minutes off the bench, I wouldn't mind that.
And personally, I don't want to.
Oh, I'm sitting there talking my ass off.
I don't know about his role, but what I will say is, I think he's still a valuable NBA player. But the evolution of what the Knicks will be in the future may not include him.
Yeah, I think Hartenstein is just making that case more available for the Knicks.
Right.
I will not chime in on the subject.
Oh, you could definitely chime in.
Go back in the archives. I've been saying this since last year. Yeah. Who should be the guy? And Mitch is great. I'm not saying Mitch should be gone, but for what we're paying him, I mean, You got to have it. Either one of them aren't a top. They're technically not a top 8 center in the league. Either one of them yet.
Right.
But as far as a two-headed monster, we got 48 minutes of exceptional center play. We keep them both. I don't know if we can afford them both. With how we got to pay some other guys down the road, we might not be able to keep them. And if it comes down to
Coach, is DeJounte Murray overrated?
I think based on, I think what.
I don't think he's overrated. I think he's overvalued.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think they jumped the gun because of that year and a half. He had a year and a half run where how he looked with the Spurs.
Right.
They just assumed that the dial was going up. They paid him for his potential instead of what he's done so far. But
what does DeJounte Murray ever won?
Nothing at all. When he went to the Hawks, they got worse.
He was the San Antonio point guard after a dynasty. So he was on a rebuilding team there, right? He was traded to Atlanta for a bunch of picks, right? San Antonio, what it looks like now is San Antonio rehabbed his value. Remember, DeJounte Murray was the 29th pick in the NBA draft. San Antonio rehabbed his value and traded a player that was picked 29th for 3 first-round picks.
They did a manual quickly and turned into 3 first-round picks.
Right, and then so he goes to Atlanta, and Atlanta goes from a team that was in the Eastern Conference Finals. Remember, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then acquired DeJounte Murray, and they've been a dumpster fire ever since. These are the facts, right? Now,
yeah, but it hasn't been because of him.
Well, Coach, it looks like it, bro.
He's been one of the lone bright spots.
Right, but he looked like the lone bright spot in San Antonio also, and San Antonio was losing while he was there.
When you got a guy as ball dominant as Trae Young, okay, in the backcourt with you, that is a shoot first guy, even though Trae Young is passing the ball a lot, he is, I think, isn't he leading the league in assists right now or second before Halliburton got hurt or whatever? I mean, after Halliburton got hurt.
Right.
Isn't he the leader now? I don't know. I got to look at the stats. But he's still a 22-5-5 guy in 34 minutes a game. And he brings it on defense. That's the thing. Would you say DeJounte Murray is a top 10 on the ball defender in the NBA?
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but DeJounte Murray and OG Anunoby in the lineup is ridiculous. I'm not even gonna lie about that.
Yeah,
that defense on the floor.
All
is great.
let me
and Mitchell Robinson. That would be disgusting.
Let me rephrase that. Would you feel comfortable with him covering Jaylen Brown?
Yes.
In the playoffs?
Yes.
Now, I would kind of feel comfortable with Dante covering him too.
Right, me too.
But imagine being able to cover Jaylen Brown all game with 2 different guys and throw Josh Hart on him sometimes. And then you got OG on Tate. Because look, the reason I'm talking about Boston so much is the elephant in the room is this. Right now, if we do nothing else, that's the only team I'm worried about. I think we can beat the 76ers and the Bucks right now in a series with who we have right now.
But that's right now with what
when they're all healthy. Right.
Right.
But I'm sorry to say, I'm going to be a realist, guys. If Boston's hits on if they got everybody, and they play the way they could, you start to have this question. If
This
the
is where
Knicks,
I go the other way with you,
right,
Coach.
but
I
no,
think we
listen,
get Boston, baby.
Hey, Coach, what
yeah,
I'm telling you is
Boston's best game.
what I'm saying to you is the value proposition, right? If DeJounte Murray hasn't done anything to stand out with San Antonio, he had his own franchise, right? And he couldn't do an SGA type thing like how SGA did with Oklahoma City. DeJounte Murray couldn't do it with the Spurs, like how Jalen Brunson did with the Knicks. Be the point guard of a team and lead them from the alley or from the outhouse to the penthouse. DeJounte Murray couldn't do it by himself. That's cool, right? But what I'm getting at is why would we pay all that stuff for a dude that's going to be second fiddle when we have Dante DiVincenzo as second fiddle right now, and we have him for less than $12 million?
Are we going to keep him for less? How much? How many years does Dante have left on his deal?
After this, 3.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
We
one of
actually got the right guys for the right amount of years, honestly.
Yeah, and we actually have a couple of descending contracts, including Brunson's. That's what's crazy.
But what I'm asking is, what does that have to do with DeJounte Murray, though?
He's the right age. He's the right two-way guy.
Okay.
Okay, he's an above average shooting guard offensively. Would you say that? Like you always pound on your chest about small forwards and shooting guards are supposed to have this kind of production. Blah, blah, you say that about a lot of people.
I don't use that type of voice though. I use a manly voice when I say it.
You better use that Pendergrass voice, baby.
So,
yeah,
but like, would you say Murray is above average two guard offensively?
I don't care. I just want to hear your point on it.
Well, I'm trying to prove my point is this. He is an above average. He's a 22 point a game scorer. He can create his own offense. He can create for others. He's another guard on our team that can actually rebound a little bit. And he can pass the ball. And on top of all that, newsflash, another defender. I mean, it's a no-win situation. It's a no-brainer. Like, and you telling me we have to give up someone we barely played for 2 years, and some maybe ham sandwich?
I'm not telling you anything. I just
not you. I'm saying out to the crowd in general. Like, and friggin' a couple of middle schoolers or a couple of guys we don't even know what they're gonna be. When this dude's only 26? What is Murray? Let me look how old he is. He's 27. He just turned 27 in September.
Yeah.
So he is exactly the guy that can grow with the rest of this team. And it's a perfect age. It's just, to me, it's just, what are we waiting for? For me personally, we can get some picks back again. Like, give them 3. I don't care. Give them 3.
Okay.
Give them an unprotected and 2 protecteds, whatever. I mean, we have a chance to win the championship, man. Bringing in a guy like that.
Okay.
And we bring him in now. It's another guy that we can count on to take up the scoring slack that when Randall's not there. And it may let us give OG a break or two. And it might, a guy like Murray, we can take a break. We can let Brunson get a break. You can have a backcourt with Murray and Dante. Let that rock for 10, 12 minutes. So I don't know, man. To me, the worst mistake we can make is just rest on, oh, we're finally doing it. Let's just sit on this pile of picks again for another year and see what happens. Victor Wembanyama isn't coming through the door. I mean,
I thought about this the other day, man. I'm not sold on the DeJounte Murray deal anymore. I was all for it in December, but then the more I investigated, the more I look into it, I'm searching for the intangible that gets him now. And I was hoping that you were going to talk about what happens in April, May, and June. Right, because my thing is I've never seen Dante DiVincenzo perform in April, May, and June. I'm sorry, and I know that is the other elephant in the room.
Well, the only one
even though Dante DiVincenzo has made the playoffs a lot, he is what you call a choker in the playoffs.
Okay, well, you can say that for everyone on the Knicks except Brunson. Then
I was just about to say the whole Knicks team was shaky
like
shooting from three.
But Coach, when I asked you about DeJounte Murray, you didn't mention any of that stuff. That's why I was saying that's why I'm not mentioning it now.
Because I'm not trying to talk about
that DeJounte Murray could be a better option for us if the Dante DiVincenzo thing falters in the playoffs.
Okay, well, if you have two guys with the ability to cook, isn't it more safe to have two guys that might be able to do it instead of just one guy and a bum?
Are you asking a common sense question?
Well, because you're telling me not, then who is the right guy for the job?
No, I asked you a question. Are you asking like from the common sense thing, or are you projecting like that Dante DiVincenzo will be a better player for us in April, May, and June because he's playing with Brunson, and just him starting with Brunson has his career starter numbers out of this, where his starter numbers with the Knicks are dynamite right now compared to his starter numbers in other places.
Well, here's the thing. Starting's one thing. Like when he started for the Bucks and even starting for us up until a couple of injuries, he didn't stay in for starter level minutes. Now, starter minutes, you're talking 30 or more a game.
Right.
And even though he started, there's been a lot of teams over the history of the NBA that are starters, but they're not the finishers or the in between the middle. Some guys are starting only get 20 minutes a game. So, which he was only getting like 24 minutes a game for a while. Now he's starting to creep up, and he's been showing when he's been which is great. I mean, but we still need something. I mean, he hasn't been doing it long enough to just count on it.
Well, one of the things that we should look at too is 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I think he was like the 20th ranked defender at shooting guard. And last year, notice I'm skipping a year, right? I'm skipping 2 years ago, right? But 3 years ago, he was an elite perimeter defender. Last year, he was the 11th ranked shooting guard defensively. Right.
Okay.
That's why when you asked me about the top 10 defender in the league thing, Dante DiVincenzo was 11th last year. Quentin Grimes was 28. Josh Hart was 78. Right. So if it's a defense thing, then I don't know if DeJounte Murray's defense stands out way more than that, because I hadn't looked at where he ranked the past 3 seasons. I do know from record, from data from last year, and Dante DiVincenzo as a starter this year for the Knicks defense looks impressive with Dante DiVincenzo as a starter at shooting guard, right? And so ultimately, what I'm saying is listen, if we get DeJounte Murray, I'll be excited. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? But the thing is I don't want to say I don't want to make it seem like Dante DiVincenzo is a car wash towel because he's not. Right? I think the chemistry he has with Jalen Brunson is impactful. And there are players around the league that put up stats and numbers that are not impactful. Right? So if you coach, if you get DeJounte Murray, can you continue to get this level of production with Dante DiVincenzo?
Yeah, because if we do get a guy like that, I'm not saying we're putting him on the shelf. He can still get 25, 30. We all know this. We talk about this most nights on how important the sixth man is. Like on some teams, the sixth man is the second or third best scorer on the team. Okay. And the sixth man is the sixth starter, on an NBA, the sixth, like he's on a lot of teams, he's one of the best players on the team. I mean, it's just the way it is.
On a lot of teams, the sixth man is like the third or fourth best player.
Right. Yeah. So, and it's not an indictment, or it's what that does is that's what strengthens our
It
bench.
just means you can't start 4 guards at one time.
Exactly. Like we know we have a shortage of guards and now big men.
Okay.
Because of injury. So we need those two things. So whether we shore up our bench by getting someone so good that Dante has to go to the bench, then that's what will make our bench better because Dante will be there. Or we get a guy that's comparable, or we won't lose a step when he comes in for Dante. So that's where I'm at with that.
Okay, hold on for a split second. Somebody's going to jump in, and I think it's going to be a tag team match, 2 wrestlers on both sides. So how are we gonna do it? Is it Dre
Josh Hart hater in the house?
Yeah, is it Dre and Coach Greeny against me, or is it me, Greeny, and Coach against Dre, or is it me, Dre, and Greeny against Coach? How we doing? It's gonna be 2-on-2, right?
Yeah. Hey, salute Greeny, salute Coach, salute Breezy, salute to the chat.
Salute, brother.
Salute.
I'm pro. Get me Malcolm Brogdon. Let me leave one of the league's highest net rating starting lineups alone.
I was just about to say him.
And rock. That's it. You don't have to overthink it, bro.
It's not overthinking.
But you saying like move Dante for what? Like to move him back to the bench.
I'm not saying see, that's the problem. You're hearing what you want to hear. I'm
saying you're saying like
we have to move Dante. There's only 2 players right now we can get that realistically that may be worth looking at Dante coming off the bench. That's what I'm saying. The rest, it's Dante's job in my eyes.
Okay.
The 2 guys I mentioned, Bridges and Murray, are the 2 that I feel are worthy because of their skill set. They offer what Dante offers defensively, and they're both, pretty damn good offensive players.
I'll say this. DeJounte Murray has been getting by on reputation for a very long time defensively. He's fallen off quite far. Now, if you put him on the Tibbs, maybe he'll be fine. But his point of attack defense has fallen off. Like his reputation from his early days in the Spurs does not proceed where he's at right now. Like,
Yeah, but what about team expectations, coach expectations? Those are, we all know the dumpster fire the Hawks have had, you know, even though they did make the finals 2 years. I mean, the conference finals 2 years ago.
it
us.
took injuries and meltdowns for
Yeah,
that to happen. Let's just
that
and he
was
wasn't
a
part of
series of
part
events.
of that team.
Atlanta.
Right.
Yeah,
But
and he wasn't part of that team either. So.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, I feel that place isn't conducive and built for a defensive-minded team. I'm not saying so that I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched every single possession he's defended this year. Okay, so but his ratings are going to take a hit because of the team he's on. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm not when I look at defensive players, I don't look at defensive rating because that can be a little bit tricky. But if you look at like defensive DVOA or even win shares, he's kind of went down on the individual scale for that metric, which is a little bit more accurate than all the other ones in terms of showing who has defensive impact on a game in and game out basis. And I've watched some Hawks games here or there, and it doesn't feel like he's as engaged. Granted, like you said, team has something to do with that, and where he's I guess maybe not as motivated because of the team that he's on. But to me, like if we're talking about trying to maximize your assets, trying to maintain flexibility, and all of those things, yes, targeting DeJounte, he's a good player. I'm not even gonna front. He's a very good player, and he would help us. But how much more would he help
better
us?
than Zach LaVine?
It's push. It's a push to me.
I mean, right now, what you get from both of them at this moments of their careers, I agree, it's a push.
But we're talking about what they're making. Now we're talking about their money. Like he's making almost half, or a little bit more than half, what Zach LaVine makes. So, like, in a value standpoint, Murray is a better value for you.
Right. Well, let me say this. Justo11, thank you for the generous contribution. Justo says, in a Hornets game, Grimes and Deuce almost set the Josh Hart single game record of 72 pump fakes when they pump fake 45 times and pass back and forth to each other each time. We need a vet who can make the defense shift at least. Thank you for that. Thank you for that valuable contribution, Justo. We appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, Justo.
I'm just saying, I'm watching Malcolm Brogdon straight up guard Giannis 1-on-1 tonight by himself.
I'm all for getting Brogdon. Now, what I'm wondering is this. Okay. What do we? How do we get Brogdon? So Fournier and like one like a couple second rounders or the protected first.
If I had to guess, to be absolutely honest, probably a protected first, Fournier, and maybe a second in there. Right. Because if we're going by what the market is dictating, like
I'm not paying all that to Portland, bro. They already got me with the Josh Hart trade. I'm not giving up. Nope, I'm not giving up all of that, man. Malcolm Brogdon a free agent at the end of the year?
He's a free agent at the end of next year.
So basically, you would have him for 2 calendar years? No,
you would have him for a year and a half.
No,
not 2 calendar years. You would have him for half of the season.
I'm sorry,
and then you would have him as a tradable expiring asset for next year.
Because I already know, bro. Both of us know he gonna miss 80 games. This is what Malcolm Brogdon is. He is gonna play until he gets to his new team.
Why didn't Boston keep him?
He tore he tore his elbow up, and to this point,
he had a pitching. Bro, he had a relief pitcher injury.
Is UCL, or I believe.
Well,
yeah, that's a pitcher's injury, bro.
But this
Trey,
is the thing, like
would you say
use,
Boston? Would
Go
you
ahead.
say Boston's front office is a well-run front office?
They used him to pivot to get 2 All-Stars. So yeah, you would use him to pivot to
Answer
get 2
my
All-Stars.
question. Would you say
Yeah.
Boston? Okay, they felt Brogdon was not a piece to keep in their championship aspirations.
They felt Marcus Smart wasn't a piece to get, and I hear Freeze talk about, yo, I would take Marcus Smart all the time. And y'all would take Marcus Smart too.
Right.
I'll take Marcus Smart for the bench, but not as my starting point guard.
Right.
Malcolm Brogdon is not for your bench. I mean, Malcolm Brogdon is not a starting point guard for you. He's your bench.
Yeah, but
he's
Marcus
he's a
Smart
six-man.
is going to actually be there to be on the bench.
No, I'm getting Marcus Smart for the culture. That's what I'm getting Marcus Smart for. Same thing with Colin Sexton for the culture, bro.
It sound good until it's a clutch moment and Marcus Smart is taking a shot over Jalen Brunson. It sound real good, Freezy,
Right.
until Marcus Smart pulls up from 3 with 17 seconds on the shot clock, while your 2 other stars are staring at him like, "What are you doing?" It sounds real good.
It's the one that stays in the Eastern Conference Finals, right? That Marcus Smart.
Oh yeah, with 2 or 3 guys that are way better than him on his team. That Marcus Smart.
When he comes here, guess what's going to happen? There are going to be 2 or 3 guys better than him on the team.
I don't trust Marcus Smart. Sorry.
I trust him over. I
And
trust
we
him
talking
over
about injuries.
Brogdon.
Marcus Smart is hurt right now. Right now.
Yeah.
And been out for like a
And
month.
he's out 4 more weeks too.
And Marcus Smart is also hurt often
Right.
as well. So let's not act like he's never injured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The only award that man has won in his entire career is he's won 2 awards: Rookie of the Year, and he shouldn't have won it, and he won 6th Man of the Year last year when he shouldn't have won it.
I would say quickly deserved it, but it wasn't like this dude was a slouch.
He was a slouch. He missed like the end of the season, and then he came back and they got hurt again.
His role there wouldn't be his role here.
I'd rather have Bogdanovich than Brogdon.
I would rather have Colin Sexton than Malcolm Brogdon, bro.
Tibbs would pass out if you put Brogdon on this team.
Me too.
No.
Because my thing is why not just play? Why not just play Bogdanovich?
Yeah.
Which one?
Either
the Hawks one.
Both of them are the same guys to me, bro.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but they're wing scorers with playmaking ability.
But I literally just on the bench. I literally just watched Malcolm Brogdon stop Giannis in isolation like 5 times.
But we're not talking about Giannis. We're not talking about Brogdon. We're talking about Bogdanovich.
Okay.
Yeah. The Bogdanovich is
we have OG and Randall that can do that. We don't need Brogdon to do that.
We should be like let's call space. First off, Randall's not going to be guarding any elite player if it helps us at any point.
You don't remember seeing how Randall
that's fine.
Giannis?
He did it at times, and I've seen Giannis also get 40 plus. So
okay, but he does that against everybody. And what I'm saying is OG's gonna be covering him anyway.
Then who's going to be covering Chris Middleton?
Oh, good question.
Josh Hart.
Okay.
Or Dante. Dante can cover him.
He'll shoot over Dante, and we already saw this.
Not in the playoff. Right not in the playoff.
No, Randall will cover Middleton.
Not when the court
Randall will cover who?
Why not?
No. Hell no.
Yeah, when the court shrinks in the playoffs, bro, you don't want to put Dante on Chris Middleton because Chris Middleton will take him straight in the post.
Well, there you go. We need another. You got all. You're making my case. Then we need another guy. Do you feel we need somebody, or do you think we should stay in pat?
I think we should leave the starting lineup alone. Personally,
I like the Malcolm Brogdon, but I think we need a big along with it.
I think our bigs are.
But
I'll put it this way: if our health catches up, I think our bigs are fine. If our health actually catches up,
how many teams in NBA history have had a miracle month and then did nothing? I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer or nothing. Yeah, this is a
Oh, here
miracle
comes
month,
Debbie
bro.
Downer.
Bro, this is the best month in Knicks history since God knows when.
Right.
And it's being
Probably
done.
before you were born.
It's being
Since I
done,
was born, legit 94.
but it's being done on things and principles
Wait, that
that are
man was born in
sustainable.
94?
No, I was born in 91. So. But
94?
that's not me. I'm not born.
But
But
what I'm
Coach,
saying
I
is,
had gray
the thing-
hairs in 94, bro.
But coach, but the thing you're missing is the things that we've been doing are sustainable. Like it's not like we're doing something that's. It's not like we're shooting 50% from three
yes,
for our whole.
defensively it's sustainable, but bro,
Our offense isn't even. Our offense isn't even. Our offense could actually be better.
I'm just saying that there's moments
But
where
the lapses that we
everything's
suffer
falling
every
for us
game
on
for
these
4
runs
minutes,
we make.
every game we suffer 4-minute lapses without scoring. You think our
Yeah,
offense can't get better?
yeah. What I'm saying is you can't be guilty of being content. Like the same front office we trusted, okay, to make this, they made this OG move for a reason, okay. If they feel they don't need anybody else, then they won't get someone else. But I guarantee they're trying to get someone else. They're trying to get 2 guys at least. You can't tell me they're not.
I think they're targeting one bench initiator and distributor and scorer, and that's it. If you had to ask me,
I'm fine with that. I'm not going to be. Look, you guys are getting my wish list or who I'm wishing for twisted on. Like I'm going to be disappointed if we don't do that. No.
Hey, hold on for a split second, boss.
Yo, what's up? Salute, salute.
what up,
Oh
Adam?
my
What's up,
goodness,
Adam? How you been, Adam?
Adam? What's
Salute,
going on, buddy?
Bree, Dre, Coach. It's good to see you back. Salute, Uncle Freezy.
You
Salute
too,
to the
brother.
chat. Yeah, man. It's good to see you back, Coach.
Thanks, man. It's good to hear. Good to hear you.
Thank you. Coach, let's go Knicks.
Yeah, man. Let's go Knicks. So what I was saying before,
Yeah,
was that I'm not saying it's a failure or I'm going to be disappointed if we don't get him. Or I'm just saying what would be amazing if that would happen. Now, for me, would I be disappointed if we had Brogdon? No, but I'm not saying we need him more than we need Murray or Bridges or whatever.
the Bridges is the dream. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean that the Nova Knicks is that would just take it over the top.
I would overpay for Bridges, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's never gonna
Yeah,
happen.
well, the Nets are already putting it. Well, I don't know if the Nets are saying like, "Oh, we don't want him to, we don't want to give him up." That's driving up the price, or what?
The Nets would give him up for 50 cents on a dollar before they give him to us. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
well, that's the part. That's the part that makes me nervous too. I don't think just like this whole thing that came this weird. I try not to look at the fake news stuff, but I saw a little report that came out today and they're talking about Jimmy Butler, but could be had. And the Knicks are the front runner for that. You gotta be.
I never bought that. Pat Riley would jump off into
Oh my
the Atlantic
God.
Ocean before he decided to give up his best player to the Knicks for anything.
I know, man.
That was
I
the
just
most
I would have to
unrealistic.
agree
I
with
don't
that.
I don't know what Vegas is on.
Hey,
Now.
can we yo, let me I think there was some hyperbole. Adam, what's good, bro? So yo, the overpay for Mikal Bridges thing to me, I think is a tad um odd, right? If there's an overpay, if you're the Knicks, if you're gonna do the classic jump off of the Tri-Barrel Bridge scenario, why wouldn't it be for SGA? Right?
Because
Why
SGA
would
is a
why
Mine
would
would
veteran
be
player.
Ant-Man.
yeah,
Mine
why
would
wouldn't
be
it be
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man? Yeah. If we're talking about giving up anything 4 picks and above, a young player and above, why wouldn't it be for
well, I think 3
SGA?
picks is overpay
But
for him.
here's the thing: you're comparing. This is why I said overpay.
That's a whole
Michael,
different overpay when you're talking about them
my
guys.
like Michael Bridges. Michael Bridges is at he's what at, when he's at his best is going to be an all-star, fringe all-star. I'm not comparing him to guys that have MVP caliber. Like Michael Bridges is 28. Like the best, you probably are at his peak right now. HGA is going to average 35 next year. like,
Well,
Anthony
yeah,
Edwards is going to average 30 plus next year. Like
and the
these are
overpay,
different caliber.
the overpay price is different for each of those guys.
No,
Yeah,
no, listen to what I'm saying. Before y'all take it there, listen to what I'm saying. The overpay price for Mikal Bridges is one price, right? What I'm saying is take that one price that you were gonna pay for Mikal Bridges and go get Anthony Edwards, right? Because if the overpay for Mikal Bridges is 4 first-round picks, 2 protected, 2 unprotected, and some second-round picks that don't mean nothing, why not offer that for Ant-Man? Why not just do it and
because
say,
Ant Man is worth 7 of your own picks. Like he's actually untouchable.
That is too
Like
much.
But here's the other thing about Bridges. There's an untapped stat column that's not that you can't see, and that's familiarity. I can't say that word for some reason, and like chemistry.
right?
That's not guaranteed with any of those guys, other guys. And technically, I guess it's not guaranteed with Bridges, but the percentages go way up that it's going to work out because he's played with these guys before.
the
So,
skill set fits more like
the,
a glove on
yeah,
paper, but everything doesn't work on paper.
skill set plus it's the whole Villanova thing with
Yeah,
them, and that like a lot of that stuff is palatable. Like,
and
look what it's
but coach,
doing.
what I would say to even that though is chemistry is one thing. That's like saying the Temptations in their prime, all their dance moves are on point and all of that stuff. But would I rather see the Temptations or would I rather see Michael Jackson? Now, I get where you're going. I get where you're going with it, right? But what I'm saying is I understand like Jalen Brunson's a superstar. When I was saying it at the beginning of the year, people were telling me, yo, Quiet Money came in the live stream and had the entire live stream on my neck when I was calling Jalen Brunson a superstar. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that show? Chat, Nick Yak, y'all remember that when I was calling Jalen Brunson a
Yep.
superstar and Quiet Money came in the live stream and had the whole chat turned against me? Y'all remember that?
Yep.
I was so the chat don't remember that now, but I argue with Quiet Money for like 2 hours, right? About Jalen Brunson being a superstar. Nobody remember that, right? Okay. So what I'm saying is this. Like, I understand like the continuity piece of it, coach. I get it. And it's the reason why it's the same conversation that I injected with DeJounte Murray and Dante DiVincenzo, right? About the chemistry between Dante and Brunson in the backcourt. But man, Dante DiVincenzo was not Anthony Edwards, bro. Am I wrong, coach? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong for thinking that I would do the insane overpay for SGA, even if it messes up chemistry? Am I wrong in your opinion?
You not stepping. You're not wrong. But I feel like every franchise in the league would do it. But there's a reason why some guys are just untouchable. Like, yeah, you could throw out whatever your best offer is. You could throw out 10 picks for what Anthony Edwards means to that organization. He is not going anywhere.
Does the Knicks have
You
the
could
pieces?
the same thing. Like if the team offered the Knicks 6 unprotected first round picks for Jalen Brunson, we probably turn it down. Freezy. If a team offered the same thing for Tyrese Halliburton, you know what the Indiana Pacers are doing? Saying no. Because they work so hard to get the actual max player.
Like here's the thing for me. Like this is where some of us want to be GMs and thinking we're fans, so we know what we're talking about.
And there's nothing wrong with being a wannabe GM.
Yeah, no, of course not.
That's what makes it fun, in my opinion. It's
There's
why
a
we do
difference,
fantasy sports.
right? There's a difference, but it's like the whole grass is greener on the other side crap. Okay, what's more worthy to you? Something that's you're a guaranteed commodity that you already have, and you know what you have, or 4 maybes.
4 maybes are more likely to turn into a Michael Bridges than 6 maybes are to turn into an Anthony Edwards. Like
Right.
there's a gap in terms of talent at that
Yeah.
point. A steep gap.
Right. So, but what I'm saying is, we know what we have already now. Like we know. Are you confident in the playoffs when, for some reason, something crazy happens, someone tweaks an ankle, someone gets in foul trouble, of running with McBride and Grimes and Josh Hart and Achua and
Here's the thing.
Sims?
I don't even like. Even if we were to replace even if we were to move Dante to the bench and let him be an orchestrator off the bench, I don't trust him to do that.
Yeah, see, because as much as I love those guys, and because they're not being counted on. I mean, now they're getting counted on a little more because our injuries, but because the pressure on them isn't so great, that they can just get in there and play. Because the starters right now are setting the table for them to just get out and play and just don't mess it up, you know.
Yeah,
But
I'll say this. I think the pressure actually gets to Deuce McBride at times. That's why he's hesitant.
I mean, look what happened to him in that Jazz game. I mean, don't get me wrong, everyone's bound to, they're allowed to have a iffy game, but against the Jazz, that was his chance to show what he can do again.
Like for Deuce McBride, a lot of him having a good game on offense is just making threes. He's never gonna get like 5 or 6 assists that aren't like the most overly simplistic direct pass to a shot type assists. Like he's not gonna play make.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get into the teeth of defense. He's not gonna draw fouls. He just floats around the perimeter
Yeah,
and doesn't put pressure on the defense.
like who would you rather have? I mean, look, the Jazz aren't getting rid of Sexton. I'm sorry, I don't think they will.
Clarkson is going to be available. But
I know. Would you rather have Jordan Clarkson or Deuce McBride?
I'll say that
Jordan Clarkson is the top bench scorer in the NBA right now.
But he's also not very efficient. Like he doesn't.
That's fine.
Necessarily better on the bench, but he's still. I'm not gonna poo-poo on him. He's definitely better than Deuce McBride.
But I like Deuce's defense though.
And then you can play him next to Deuce at that point.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is when I bring up that, are you okay with getting Clarkson if Kelly O is involved? Because that might have to be a combo that we can take on.
Well, then that would mean Grimes goes in it. That would mean probably more than one pick goes in it. Are you comfortable giving up
It would
potentially,
probably be Fournier, Grimes, and a pick for those
it
two.
would be more than that. To be absolutely honest with you.
I want to ask if the Knicks were
Probably
able
some
to,
seconds, maybe 2 seconds or something
All
like
right,
that. We're
so
talking
you're
about
giving.
Danny Ainge, by the way.
So then you're giving one rotation guy, two maybes, and a guy we don't play for two guys that are going to be a part of the rotation.
I'm in this point of view like, will Tibbs utilize Jordan Clarkson correctly? Because there is an adjustment period, particularly for his skill set. He's not a plug and play guy.
I mean,
Well, he's a plug and I'll get you buckets or attempt to get you buckets guy, but
I
he's
mean,
not going to really pass like
I
that.
agree. I'm not all in on the defensive side of him.
Yeah.
But we do need a more reliable scoring punch on the bench.
Absolutely. I agree.
I mean, he
No.
gives that like, all right. Technically, Brunson is our weakness on defense, right?
Yeah. And
Okay.
we're trying to, every move that we do is trying to
Right.
minimize how bad he is on defense.
But his offense is so valuable. So we need to do stuff like that with the second unit. If we have a guy that can light it up, but his defense isn't as good, then we surround him with guys that can play defense. That's what you're.
The front office will always go for the cheaper alternative. Almost always. In the name of maintaining flexibility for the summer, they'll
okay. So who's
they're not thinking about like just this year. They're thinking about the next 3-4 years and the 8 months and taxes and all those things.
And who's the dime store Murray right now? Then
Brogdon is the dollar store Murray right now, but except he's much more efficient, and his skill set is.
It's like, man, them
you
injuries.
You can plug. Yeah, the injury thing is.
That just makes me nervous, bro. We might as well bring back Derrick Rose then if you're gonna do that.
Nah, he's much better. That's actually disrespectful to Michael Brogdon. The only problem with Brogdon
is
just
comparing the injury thing,
but his skill set fits like a glove for what we actually do. The problem is, he's brittle. Do you put him on ice and just play him 20 minutes the entire time? Because you only really need about, to be absolutely honest, 20 minutes at the most.
All right. Is there a guy in the front court on the Trailblazers we'd be willing to pick up? That'd be worth getting.
Are you? I'll pose this question. Why do we want to get more front court guys if we have two guys that are going to come back within, I guess, a month from now to be in the front court and take a ton of the minutes anyway?
No, it's going to be an insurance front court guy that can shoot. I'm good.
I do
I'm
like
good
the
with
idea
our
of
bigs.
stretch. I do like the idea of a stretch big, right? But I guess the only one that's actually any good on the market is Kelly Olynyk, and doing business with Danny Ainge is like pulling teeth or pulling your fingernails out with pliers or something.
Nas Reed
is not going nowhere because this is why I know what Nas Reed.
What about Tari Eason? I've been hearing murmurs
he's not
about
a stretch big. He's
not a stretch, but what do you think about him?
Wing. He's a jumbo wing, freak athlete. He's like a bigger Josh Hart. That's who he is at this current juncture. Except Josh Hart can pass a little better for whatever that means.
Now I want to ask something.
I don't know if he's on the trade.
Go ahead, Adam. What you got?
I want to ask something, and I know that the Knicks are not going to get him, but if the Knicks are able to bring Anthony Edwards, are you putting him on the first unit or the second unit to give the second unit spot?
What? Is that even a question?
I'm just trying to see what unit.
Anthony Edwards would immediately be the best player on the Knicks.
He'd be the star of our team.
He'd be in the starting lineup. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not realistic, Adam. That like
Yeah,
He's
that was
not going
more of a.
anywhere for the next 5 years at most,
He's a future. Him
at
and
best.
Wembanyama are the future of the NBA. Okay, and Paolo and fucking excuse
Yeah,
my
there's a few
French.
others. There's definitely a few other
They're
generational
they're
type talent.
carrying they're carrying the torch. For the future. Because let's face it, all the superstars are getting older. You know, but you got obviously Jokic and Doncic is still pretty young.
Yeah, Doncic is
Yeah,
still gonna be. Doncic is gonna be the face of the
Giannis,
league for the next.
Yeah,
Giannis
and
is about to turn 30.
we all
Leo's
know
got a
Embiid
Oh, yeah, he
that
is.
the injury thing's going to happen to him.
I think he turns 31. So
It might have just happened in this last game, supposedly.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, he might be out of the race for MVP. Period. For that injury.
How long is Julius Randle out? Do you know?
No one knows as of yet. There's optimism
They're
that
just
he
saying
might.
weeks instead of months.
Yeah, there's optimism that he'll come back.
Mm.
Hopefully post All-Star break, but we don't know
To be
when
honest, I
he's
want
coming.
him to just stay out maybe like 2 weeks before the
Yeah.
playoffs start and come back like 2
If we
weeks.
can withstand it and keep in the spot we're at around right now, and as long as we get away with it,
So y'all willing to keep Randle out for the
I
majority of
think
the
I
second
think
second
I think
half?
I think Randall's in that position where no matter what he does, he's gonna have to get surgery in the offseason for it anyway.
Off season what surgery?
Yeah.
all right.
Oh,
Here's a
they didn't say he needed surgery.
No.
I
It's
mean, it
one of those
depends if
things.
he
It's one
mess
of
up
those
his
things.
labrum. It
Yeah, I'm saying
depends
it's
if
one
he
of those
mess up his
things.
labrum.
It's one of those things where you can play through it, right? Like I don't know if you remember Adam, but
Yeah.
Melo tore his labrum and played through it in playoffs, right?
Oh,
But he
really?
had to get
Oh,
surgery on it anyway when the season was over. It's something that you can play through, but
right.
you're not who you normally are. Or you're not gonna be back at 100%. That's just what it is.
Yeah,
And
especially
knowing
because
Randall is the type of person to come back and try to fight through every injury like he always does. He's a
yeah,
warrior.
as badly as Randle wants to come back and play with the team, if I were him, I would take care of that shoulder.
Hey,
And be 100%, ready for the playoffs.
and
That's
he won't be 100%. I'm telling you right now,
well,
he won't be 100% Randall until he gets surgery and recovers. We might get 90% Randall, which is still a damn good player though.
you want to know who got under the radar? Who I wouldn't
Just
mind
glass
getting?
on the right side.
Who I wouldn't mind looking at
Who?
is Xavier Tillman from the Grizzlies.
Xavier Tillman I think he's a free agent after this year. He's up there in like all the advanced defensive metrics with Hartenstein, which is funny. Well, when you watch him play, you wouldn't think he's that good of a defender, but he definitely is. He's a very
Yeah.
solid defender, but he's not a stretch big.
No,
He's
I
not.
know, but I mean, I wouldn't mind having a guy like him though. Like he's the kind of like bench guy I like.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the front office is not even thinking about adding another big. You saw them dudes signed Taj Gibson. They're not even serious about adding another big.
so.
I
Dre,
mean,
let me ask you.
Especially with how
it's only a
Precious.
10-day.
Yeah, it's only a 10-day, but they're gonna re up on it for however long Julius is out.
So Dre, let me ask you.
What's up,
So
Adam?
even though the MRI results showed that he did not have a torn labrum,
We don't
you think
know. We don't know that yet.
you think
We don't know
oh
that yet.
they're not 100% sure of the
They're
test?
they're optimistic, but they
They're
still have to do more
optimistic.
testing.
Okay.
They still have to
Oh,
do more
okay.
testing. They're optimistic that he doesn't have anything that will pull him
That
out
will
for the entire
that will
year.
require season ending surgery.
Yeah. That
Okay.
exactly, Adam. They're more confident in that, but
Okay.
we don't know everything at least until they tell us some more news. Maybe I
We
think Tibbs
can't
might.
vouch for this man's pain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tibbs said like a couple days ago or a day or two ago. that we're gonna do more testing over the next 2 days, and we'll have an update for you. So we
Mm,
might find out a little bit more tomorrow. But he's still
right.
doing testing. Like we don't know.
Yeah, like now here's the thing. Like
And an
I
area might still be swollen for all we know.
well, that's what I was gonna say. I've worked in the medical field for over 20 years, and I've been an athlete and a coach of multiple sports, but mostly football. But so I'm used to dealing with the knee injuries and all that
You've
stuff.
definitely seen guys with
And
dislocated shoulders.
and yeah, and all that stuff. And the thing with the shoulder, yes, there's uh I mean, because of the way Randall's mindset is, you can literally, if you really wanted to, like if this was like the 60s and it was the playoffs or the 70s, you'd put a canvas brace, immobilizer brace on it, and he'd play like that. Like you at this point, it's just a pain thing because
Pain tolerance.
the shoulder's back in. Now, the thing is, with MRIs, there are more intensive ones that, like Dre said, you have to wait for the swelling to go down because trauma has happened to the area. So whenever that happens, all the blood rushes to the area and things swell up. There's a bruising. There's all this stuff that you can't get it in. There's all these little fibers and things in there. Like it. It
You
takes
can't see all the detail that you need to see to
right.
make a right like judgment on what it
But
is.
if something was glaring, like an obvious injury would have been found
Yeah, I do.
by now.
Like,
Now, all
yeah.
these other parts of it are they just want to make sure they don't miss something little that can become a problem again. Because he might have a partial tear of something or a
In the leg bone.
strain, things like that. So precautionary, and as long as we're playing the way we're playing without him,
Air on the side.
yeah, be cautious. Like don't rush him back. Now, all of a sudden, the wheels fall off, and we go on a little 4-game skid, and towards the middle of March, end of March, and then all of a sudden we drop to like the 6th seed and 7th, and all these weird things start happening like that. Then we might start getting nervous, about bringing them back. But I don't want to think about that. We're looking great now, but
Tim said Randall has an extremely high pain tolerance, and he will fight through anything to play.
Yeah,
So
but
if the doctors clear him, if the doctors cleared him tomorrow, that man will try to sign up, try to play on Saturday. That's just how he's wired.
don't you think that would be
For
a
for
difficult?
better or worse. So you need to protect him, like you have to protect the player from themselves at that point.
Don't you think that would that would make a difficult decision for Tibbs to put him back in the lineup, even though Randall
I
is
think
not
that I think
it's not
that
100%?
I think that is above Tibbs' head or above his pay grade to even make that call. That's
Well,
something like a
because
G. That's something like Leon Rose. Or, I mean,
Randall will
Tibbs
go.
has input, but like you can't.
Randall will go. Randall will go to Tibbs and say, "The doctor cleared me. I want to play. Yeah, I may be feeling some pain and discomfort, but I'm gonna play through it. I have pain tolerance." Blah, blah. Then the decision is up to Tibbs whether he wants to put Randall in the lineup or not. Because
well,
that can also make
yeah.
the shoulder even
Yeah,
more messed
Well,
up.
in the end, the ultimate decision. Well, the first ultimate decision is no doctor is going to put his
career at risk.
career and license on the line just to like let him go. And I
Yeah.
know team doctors get paid millions of dollars too, and blah blah blah. But no, they take a Hippocratic oath, to do what's right. And in the end, they're always because they don't want to be the doctor that cleared him, and then something happens, and then all of a sudden he's getting fired from the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? So they're always gonna watch their own behind first.
I was gonna
And
say like when Randall comes back, he's gonna get those sleeves with all types of padding on it because it is one of the way Randall plays. Remember, he's a left-handed player. but he
Bubble wrap.
absorbs absorbs contact with his right shoulder often, especially if he's dribbling with his left, which he always does. So it's gonna be one of those things where he's gonna have to figure out his pain tolerance. He's gonna have
especially
to
if
wear.
it's
He's gonna have to wear a brace. They do sell these smaller braces, but to maintain some mobility for NBA players. But he's gonna have to
yeah,
withstand. Like I don't know if you guys remember, but you remember when Melo was going through his playoff run. Anytime he got hit on his shoulder, you saw it in his face, and
yeah, I
he played
see.
physical as well. Anytime he took absorbed any contact, he would start grimacing. So
Yeah,
it's no joke.
the pain will be even stronger when he gets pounded on that shoulder.
Yeah.
I have a feeling what what moves we make before the deadline
We'll tip our
is
hand in
is
terms
it
of how serious it is with him.
yeah, that, and it's going to dictate what we're going to do with Mitch
If we
going
pick up
forward.
another big, Randall's out until like mid-April.
No, well, I think if it depends on what big it is. If they're talking about if they get Gafford, they're done with Mitch. That's just
Gafford makes more money than Mitch, so I mean,
but
kind of like
and I'm not saying I'd rather have Gafford than Mitch and blah blah blah. I'm not don't get all
yeah.
the
No, I
not
understand what
you.
you're
I'm talking
saying.
about like the chat,
Oh, okay.
but a pickup like Gafford is saying they're moving on from Mitch. To me, because
That would signify it too because they have overlapping skill sets, and he makes more money than Mitch. So it'd be like, oh, why would we have two Mitches here? Even though Mitch is better than him when
yeah,
healthy.
but now
Yeah,
like if
but
we get
Mitch cannot stay healthy. That's the problem.
Kyle Kuzma or something, you know,
It'd be like, yeah, Randall might be out for
then
the
that
season.
means Randall might be out till for a minute,
Yeah.
So I
Mm,
don't know, man.
I mean, I like Mitchell Robinson too, but he's an injury prone and he's still clumsy at times. You know, near the rim. So if the Knicks can get another big man,
Who's clumsy at the rim?
Mitch.
Mitchell Robinson.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of times when they pass him the ball, he can't catch the ball. The
yeah.
ball goes
Look,
off his hand out of bounds.
I'm not. Look, I am not saying I don't want Mitch. I'm not saying Mitch's value isn't great. Look at the career Ben Wallace had with limited offensive skills. You know, but the defense is so good. You dealt with it. Like
Yeah,
Rodman, same thing. Guys like that. And I know it's blasphemy to put Mitchell Robinson in the same breath as Ben Wallace and Rodman. They're gonna be Hall of Famers or whatever. They're Rodman's a Hall of Famer. Ben Wallace is on the fringe or whatever.
Mm.
But
and
but when Mitchell Robinson was healthy, he was already in the conversation of losing his job to iHeart.
um,
And then
Which
now
wasn't his fault. Which wasn't his fault. I don't. Was he in the conversation of losing his job to Iron? Was he truly?
I don't know.
I
I
don't think he
mean,
was.
I don't think I heard that.
I
But
don't think he was.
I'm just
also,
saying by the production, all right, even if
The
you say it was a push, okay,
team
or whatever.
defense, the team defense was horrendous at the time.
Yeah, so like
yeah,
But it was bad
everyone,
when Hartenstein was in the game too.
yeah, but
And the
everyone
players were
was saying
terrible.
how amazing, Mitchell Robinson is a defender. Oh, imagine if he was with OG and all. Okay, if he was that amazing before we got OG, we were the worst, almost the worst. We were like 125 a game we were giving up in December. The month before we got OG, we gave up 125 a game in October. I
Mm.
mean, in December. So, I mean, there's something to be said with the right collection, the right pieces. Okay, and some people are like, wow, there's one. It's not that it's not that OG is personally it's not like he's personally the only reason we're
Yeah, I
better,
think he's a very large reason why though.
but his acquisition is just
He's
put
pushed guys back into positions
right.
that they're
Yeah.
supposed to be in.
He's the right piece to have everyone else do what they do best now,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know.
Instead
So
of like putting Josh Hart on team's number one option or having Josh Hart guard bigger wings, you put Josh Hart on like a secondary guy or Dante on the secondary perimeter player. And there's just less guys you have to hide on every given position. And then that allows you to even switch more, try more, I won't say lack of a better word, but like exotic defenses or exotic coverages on the defensive end because you have a guy like that that's so versatile. Whereas like when you didn't have OG, you had RJ out there and he wasn't really guarding anybody to be absolutely at least not consistently. Then you had Brunson out there. Then you had a Randall out there. Then you had to throw Josh Hart to try to guard elite players, and he's just not that guy. So it kind of just shifts everybody back into positions that they're more comfortable in. Like he kind of aligned the team. Like he helped adjust the team, and by a small move like that, it just changes the entire outlook. Granted, and then there's the other aspect, like Tibbs' defenses get better as the season go along. Anyway, like the players he brings along, it almost always it gets better. It never gets worse as the season goes along. But it was terrible in December. I'm not gonna lie.
The
yeah,
three good
but the thing is, what I mean, yeah, if Mitch is in there, okay,
Mhm.
defensively, hell yeah, he's great. You know,
shot blocking, yes.
I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna deny that. And you know, iHeart will sure up and help the second unit offensively. Obviously, if he plays, but he plays that with them a lot already. The second
Yeah,
unit,
yeah,
iHeart,
yeah.
like before his Achilles, homeboy was getting mad minutes. You know, so
Well, depending on the matchup, some teams go from anywhere
yeah,
between 20 to 30 minutes, depending on who's playing or who's playing well that night, right?
yeah, and luckily we've taken control. The games he came back in recently, we took control of the game early enough where they can shut him down,
Hmm.
you know, and rest his Achilles.
He's off
So
minutes restriction
yeah,
as of right now. So
Who?
I'm,
Hartenstein,
Mm,
at least that's what he told Rebecca Harlow. She asked him if he was on minutes restriction. He said, I'm not on it anymore."
mm.
God, knick-knack. Come on, man.
The
What's Nick
three
Nack saying?
the, the
He
three good
said
things
he
the
said
three
Mitch
good
will
things
start
that
game one in the playoffs. Book it.
yeah. The three good things that Mitchell Robinson is good at is alley hoop dunks, defense, and shot blocking. The bad thing about Mitchell Robinson, his free throws is trash, and he can't catch the ball. That's what I have to say about Mitchell Robinson. He's a great player, yes, but offensively, no. His defense, his free throws is trash.
That's why you put him
But
out there with the
but
best
everything
offensive
else
players that we
is
do have. But the problem
yeah.
is with that, Hartenstein's skill set meshes so well with everyone, regardless of who's out there. like,
But the
like
thing
You know
is
what?
about all these people that like, I'm tired of giving guy. Look, I don't give anyone a free pass.
yeah,
Okay, Mitch is. I don't care how good he is. He's not playing because he's always hurt. Let's be real. Okay,
I don't.
I'm
Even if
not.
Mitch comes back, I think Hartenstein is going to be the starter anyway.
Yeah, because if any of you are whining in the part of the camp saying, "Oh, don't mess with the chemistry with the starters," well, don't do it when Mitch comes back either. So those same
Even if
people,
Mitch gets his legs underneath him and he gets the stamina, I'm still not changing the starting lineup. You won 14 out of what 16 games for the most part. Like Hartenstein missed 2 games, I believe.
Yeah, since he's been a Nick, he's hardly missed any games.
He's only missed 2 games since he's been in it. Period.
And this what also concerns me about Mitchell Robinson. Every time he falls down, he get hurt. He gets hurt.
No, he does it
And
not every time.
well, not all the time, but most of the time he falls down, it's like he's hurt somewhere.
I mean, if we can afford it, if they're both okay with it, and I know they've asked us to iHeart, and he's all for it. We can have 48 minutes of high level center play if we have both of them. Who cares which one starts?
And if Randall's not 100%, we actually have Precious. Thankfully, even though Precious may not be the floor spacer, he brings very good switchability, effort, and energy on the defensive end, and he can score a little bit if he gets in that mode. So, I mean, like if Randall comes back, I would push Randall's minutes down to like that 28-minute range, just to make sure he gets to the playoffs in one piece. Make sure he wears a Sully shoulder brace or something. You know those big crossbody ones that cover over your whole chest. He's probably gonna wear one of those. Coach.
Like here's the thing, you know, 7-footers in history. I mean,
they get hurt.
They get hurt, man. It's not normal to be that damn big
and mobile and covering up
the
ground
human
for so
body.
Many different people.
And we have every one of our centers are very active. We don't have many friggin' lumps. All our big men can move.
No stiffs.
Yeah. So like but those kind of guys are gonna get some bumps and bruises. They challenge shots. They're gonna land on someone's foot. They're gonna get run into on drives. Any good big man is gonna be banging underneath.
You're like, and especially in today's NBA, they're asking big men to get out to the 3-point line, which is why I'm appreciative that Precious is here, because he could legitimately switch out, guard guys on the perimeter, hedge, trap.
I mean, he's not super fluid, but Precious is an athlete, bro. He can move.
I think. Well, he's not fluid in the traditional sense, but he gets low enough, right?
Yeah.
So he can move his feet and stay in front of guys or guys that might be fast or good ball handlers. And he's also like rugged enough to guard bigs, like legitimate bigs that are bigger than him.
Yeah, like I'm kind of peeping on the chat a little bit, and I saw. I agree. Streets. Well, actually, none of our guards.
Yeah, none of our guards. We traded the 2 guys that threw the lobs.
Yeah, like there's been so many times. Like, cause look, iHeart can catch lobs. Precious can catch lobs. Randall can catch lobs. I mean, obviously OG can. So
there's times in the game.
And Sims, it's like the only person they trust to throw lobs to is Sims,
because they don't throw accurate passes. That's the problem. like with Mitch and Sims, you could throw it in the vicinity of the rim. With Hartenstein, you got to throw it like right near the rim. You catch
the thing is, God, as much like there's been so many times like it's hard to get mad because he winds up making it, but once Brunson's toe hits the paint, that dude ain't passing to nobody. Well, you know what I'm saying? But hey, he's been hitting them. You know what I'm saying? So I can't complain. He does the dream shape.
Paint, when he gets in the paint and he does pass it, it's almost always a bounce pass. Like I saw a pass he hit Precious at you, and Precious was like, "Yo, the lob was right there. Just throw it up in the air. I'll catch it." But he went for the bounce pass anyway. Like it's one of those things. Like we actually have some decently athletic bigs. They can catch some lobs if you throw it. If you throw a decent enough ball, like you don't have to toss it up at the top of the square like Sims, but just be solid. But Randall throws fastballs no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh Hart,
Oh my
Dante,
God! Don't
and
even get me
Randall.
started.
They be
Don't
throwing
even.
they be throwing them errant passes all the time.
Every game, there's at least one terrible Josh Hart pass without fail. Either he throws it out of bounds or he does a jump pass, an ill-advised jump pass. There's at least one time he does it every game. If you're
But
lucky, if you're unlucky, twice.
don't you think he makes up for that by scoring for the Knicks?
Scoring, he's not a scorer. He averages 7 points.
Yeah, more
But
players
the
challenge
last few
Hartenstein.
games he's playing better on offense.
That's another excuse I hate hearing
Say it again.
about. We get challenged at the rim more
That's
because
false.
Hartenstein's in there. That's bull crap. You don't watch the games then, and you don't ever look
You
at
know what's funny?
analytic stats.
You know what's funny? There's only 5 players in NBA history to average 2 steals and 2 blocks a game for an entire season, right? And Hartenstein is on pace to do that.
Yep. Like, I'm just at this point, it becomes a hater thing. Like, I'm just tired of seeing it and hearing it. Honestly, like, appreciate who you have, and stop wishing someone else was there. Like, I'm just, I don't know, it just gets on my nerves. But besides that, I mean, but it's an opinion thing. You know what I'm saying? But like, uh, everyone's excuse last year when I was pounding on the table for iHeart to get more minutes, more and to be the starter. I was doing this last year.
He's getting more minutes now. He's getting to show what he can do offensively even
Right.
more and more now.
But with that, with more run, and because everyone, when I would give people analytics about iHeart, about his defense and rim protection is better than you think. You can't just go by eye test all the time and what you think he looks like when, yeah, every player in the NBA gets dunked on, they get blown by.
If you
You
play in
know,
defense, you're gonna get crossed up and dunked on
right.
if you're actually playing defense.
So, like, with that extra run and all the minutes he's playing, he's a full-time starter. There's no excuses about how long he plays now. Like, oh, he did all that stuff in limited action. Now he's getting full action, and he's still the number 3 in the NBA in defensive rating, behind Gobert and what was it, Embiid? I think he's
He's.
third.
I'm telling you, he like. I'm gonna show you the statistic. Like defensive EPM is the more accurate.
Okay, yeah, show that.
That's the one that actually that front offices use more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
And Hartenstein is the highest impact defender in the NBA.
Yeah.
100%.
And another list he's on, and people always talk about, well, Mitch is a better rebounder. No, he isn't. They're the same. That's a push. He's a
I'll
better.
say Mitch. I'll say Mitch is a better offensive rebounder,
Okay,
but all the things that
but
Hartenstein does can
look up
outweigh them.
rebound percentage stats.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm saying all those
That's the
things that
thing,
the
too.
things that Hartenstein does makes up for the marginal difference in offensive rebounding.
But here's the thing. This is a great argument to have. You know, some teams don't have one. We have 2 we're thinking about. But really, we can't think about the other one because he's always freaking hurt. I wish I can count on him. I want him to play too. You know how excited I'd be to see him and OG and all these guys out there at the same time.
We're gonna see a terrorist lineup from Tibbs like by the end of the year, where it's gonna be like Deuce, Grimes, OG,
Yeah,
like
Hart
Precious,
and
Hart
Precious and yeah, and like
or Hart and Mitch.
and Mitch. Yeah,
It'll bring back the 2004 Pistons type scores if it actually played like a full game. Like you'll see a 77-76 game.
in an NBA era right now, where the average is what 115 a game now, 117.
It's 115, I believe.
Yeah, we've given up 100.1 points a game
Over the last
during
month,
this OG stretch. Yeah,
which is
That's
We're doing it
ridiculous.
without OG. The last few
Yeah,
games without OG.
right.
This is like sad to say it, but I mean, without the last few games, without Randall, and then taking out RJ out the equation, and we're going with guys that just communicate better and put out that requisite effort to play defense at that high level for extended amounts of time. You'll see
Hmm.
these numbers, but our offense, of course, will go down. But when you're playing defense like this, you can take a hit offensively. Like, how many times during this stretch we had like 3 or 4 minute stretches not scoring, but we were holding the other team to like 3 points during that stretch, so
Right.
it didn't really matter.
Oh yeah. There were times like I mean, I never I never thought I'd ever get mad. Now, like with this run we're doing, I've been getting spoiled. I get mad when they get down to single digit lead. I'm like, oh man, they're messing it up. Yeah.
Like we start out slow and then we outscore them by 30 by the end of the game.
Right.
Like,
It's like so strange. Like it's like the first half we're playing with our food, and then like our third quarters this year has been ridiculous. I mean, this stretch, this
I
month.
think we're I'm gonna be absolutely honest. I think we're one of the most well conditioned teams in the NBA.
Yeah, you don't see any of our guys hunched over.
No huffing and puffing.
No, I don't see it. And
then to play defense this intensely, and especially when we're doing a lot more switching now, like guys are way more active. Like
yeah,
when you play that drop defense, it saves your bigs from getting tired because they're
yeah,
only occupying like about 10 feet on the court at any given time. But when you have Precious out there switching out, guarding guys on the perimeter, and you're calling switches, and then you're switching on the back end to make sure your mismatches are not being exposed, so guys don't get like easy post ups or anything like that. Like switching is beneficial, but it's also taxing on the body. Like it's taxing on the body and the mind because you have to think and play. And when you're tired, you play bad when you're tired because you're not able to think at the, at the
yeah.
highest level. Like you
The
make
only-
bad decisions when you're tired.
right. The only negative thing for me right now with the Tibbs situation is, man, his booty hole gets all clinched up, boy. They start getting within 12.
I'm like, oh my god! Like there was
Put
no
Brunson
reason.
back in.
There was no reason for Brunson to be in the game.
And then he get hit in the face twice when he got back in. I'm like, come on, man.
It's like we have a 17-point lead with 4 minutes to go. They already waved the white towel. They're not gonna hit 6 threes in a row. Tibbs, relax.
I mean, I'm okay. I love that he wants to win, but at what cost at this point?
But you know what the funny part is? If we put in our bench unit or our backups, right? They all play defense anyway, so they're not gonna come back. It's not like we're putting in Evan Fournier or something.
Josh Hart might put up like 2 or 3 bricks from 3, with the units out there, but at least we're giving up about 3 to 5 points during that stretch.
In that stretch, exactly. Tibbs needs to give it a rest, man.
But I think
how long y'all think this streak gonna go?
But hold on real quick. I'm gonna talk on that. I think because he does that because I think he knows the shortcomings of the second unit. He knows it can fall off the rails quick.
And in his mind, every game is the most important game. The next game is the most important game. And right. I'm not gonna lie to you, Greeny. The Pacers are a very solid team. They're very good.
The Pacers are solid.
Oh,
they won 3 out of the. They lost their first.
I mean,
Pascal, but then they won the next 3, and then they came back on the Celtics. And what's his name? Tyrese is on a minutes restriction because that hammy he's hindered by the hammy. You could tell. So, but they still win games without him. So they're definitely a worthy opponent. So you can't take them lightly at all. You can't take them lightly at all. Like we could play very good defense, and they still might score 120.
And we got them twice in the next 4 games, don't we?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, just home games, I believe. Both home. Well, I think our next 4 or 5 games are home games, right? Which is the best time for them to even be out. Like your bench players play better at home. It's just a fact.
So what were you saying, Greeny? You were asking if
I
he
was
can
saying, when do you
sustain
think the
this.
streets gonna, like, how long the street? How long you think the streets
I,
gonna? You
I
know?
was trying to be realistic. I thought it was going to end against the Jazz, and this is before I saw OG wasn't going to play. But I mean, let's face it. I want to win all the rest of them. I want to win out. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't? But you gotta be realistic. You're gonna drop a couple. You're gonna drop some. You ain't supposed to lose.
Yeah, we gotta come back to earth. The only thing is, I hope the Knicks just keep up this 3-point shooting in the playoffs. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I want.
I don't mind taking an L at any time during this run or whatever, if it's because the other team just did what they just played out of their mind, like shot 60% from three as a team. If we get beat like that and we still played our game, there's nothing you can do. I mean, any NBA team, any league, any team in the NBA can get about 2 or 3 guys hot as hell and just from the 3-point line. That's just an X factor, man. You can't, the whole live and die by the three thing. But as far as talent goes, man for man, if their team gives us their best game and we play our best game, Indiana's one of them teams. They do have the personnel that can, if they played at their best with the guys they got, yeah, man, they're tough. They got the pieces to beat us. For some reason, Orlando beats us all the dang time. What the hell's that all about? I didn't think we were going to lose that Orlando game, but we lost
I
that
think
one.
Orlando's a good team too.
Yeah. Imagine they had a point guard. Imagine they had Brunson. I mean, they need that's all they're looking for, a guy to lead that team. When was the last time?
Imagine you have Brunson, that would be different.
Imagine the Magic had. When was the last time the Magic had a point guard they can count on? I'll give you some time. Think about it.
Probably Jameer Nelson. That was the last one. He was just good.
Yeah, so like the New York Knicks have shown how important it is to have a good point guard. I mean, it's the quarterback of the team. It's like you can't win. You got to have solid quarterback play, whether he's a star or not. Just like you can't have a bum point guard and win the championship. Let's see who can think of one over the last 30 years. I can't think of one. And let's make a shift with this. Another do you think question. With Brunson as our best player, can we?
The real question is, if Curry was averaging 26 points and 42% from 3-point land, he would be in the MVP conversation.
Yep. You just took the words out of my mouth.
Why is Brunson not in starting All-Star and in the MVP conversation? That's the real question here.
Like, the thing is, if you just look, obviously saying that Brunson's the top 10 player in the league right now, it sounds crazy to say. But his worth to the Knicks and what he's doing right now, shooting and scoring and taking over games, I'm not saying he's a top 10 player in the league. If I sat down, I can name 10 players, obviously ahead of him.
What? Ahead of who?
Brunson.
I
But
think
We play tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we play later today. Now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I meant to say today. Yeah, that's good. That's gonna be. I ain't gonna lie. Today is gonna be a good game, and I actually think we're gonna actually try to go get this second seed. This is gonna be a nice game tomorrow.
yeah, well, see that here's the thing. I think even though I know Tibbs always wants to win every damn game by whatever. Every coach wants to win every game, but he knows right now with the way the team's playing and the part in our schedule we're in right now with the home games and all this stuff.
Stacking wins.
Yeah, he's got to stack some wins right now. So he's gonna go all in on some wins.
He wants to make sure that plan is within complete doubt right now with this stretch.
Because the Cavaliers are right on our heels, bro. They passed the 76ers too.
I think they won like 11 out of their last 12 too.
Yeah.
Yo, Nick Yak, nobody trying to disrespect Mitchell Robinson, but Hartenstein over the league was one of the best plus minus players in the whole league for the whole month. He was balling, bro.
He's definitely balling. And if you ask other coaches about him, like the Jazz coach said a ton of like great things about him. Hold on, I'll bring up what he said.
To be honest, there's no reason to be mad that Hartenstein is playing like that. Hartenstein is 25 years old. Like he's hooping.
It's like people get offended by this. It's so
crazy.
weird.
Hartenstein is 25 years old.
He's a Knick. Like be glad that he's that good. Don't fight it. How dare you talk about Mitch
Here's one of
your
the
nephew?
top young. Here's a quote from one of the top young coaches in the league, Will Hardy, from the Jazz. I don't live in this media market. I don't know how much he's talked about, but watching him on film, his value is unbelievable. The guy is everywhere. Even the ones he doesn't get, he's occupying so many people on the glass. He's relentless. You have to match that on every single possession. And the one time you slip up, he taps it back out, or he gets the rebound. Like his intensity is.
No one even talks about the rebounds he doesn't get credit for. Like
the tap outs, they give you the rebound for the tap outs.
I mean, but I'm saying there's a lot of times he boxes out.
Oh yeah, he boxes out and someone else.
Like I've seen him box out
Josh Hart
two people.
Like he boxes out and Josh Hart just comes in and gets a rebound uncontested.
Half of Randall's rebounds are them other people box out rebounds and falls to him. I mean, they are.
I mean, if you look up his contested rebound rate, especially his defensive contested rebound rate. Yep. I was gonna say, like, where Mitch has like the physical gifts to just be dominant on the offensive glass. Hartenstein is mobile, big, but he's not Mitch. But his intensity and just his will, for lack of a better word, it's like immeasurable. It's immeasurable how much effort he puts in on every play. Most 7-footers get gassed playing like that very quickly.
Bro, I don't ever see him winded, bro. Really?
Yeah, I don't ever see him like putting hands on his knees and like huffing and puffing.
Yeah, and he's running around chest bumping. He's the first one to chest bump you when you get an A1 and.
Yeah, I have no idea where he gets that stamina from.
It's just a good, like I said, it's a good problem to have.
You don't appreciate what he's doing, like Nick Yak. We were never giving up 105 points per game for Mitch. Not this year. We weren't even doing that with Hartenstein. Like our defense was terrible with Hartenstein and Mitch on the court in December. We gave up 125 points per game in December. Not all of that is on Mitch or on Hartenstein. But I think we've found our groove in terms of our communication defensively and our intensity, and it, the proof is in the pudding in terms of the trade and the combination of the trade and us being streamlined and on a string together. There's a reason why like no team has ever in the history of the NBA dropped 25 points per game and points given up in a month. That's just it's almost an anomaly, but it's like you see the potential we had, but you also knew the weaknesses we did have at the same time, and we kind of removed those weaknesses. Unfortunately, RJ was one of those weaknesses. Teams are trying to force fast breaks against us because they can't score in the half court. If you notice, teams are like trying to get out and run. Miami Heat tried that because none of their half court possessions worked. It was just ugly basketball. They had to rely on like Kevin Love tossing the ball down the court to get layups, touchdown passes. Salute, Corey. We were not giving up 105 when Mitch got hurt. That is a flat out lie. First off, we were a middle of the pack defensive team before our team fell off the cliff in terms of defense in December. And middle of the pack is literally giving up around 115 points per game. That 105 never happened. That didn't happen in this year. And I can go double check too.
Isaiah Hartenstein is number 4 in the league in offensive rebound percentage.
He's number 4 in the league in total offensive rebounds, and he didn't even start for half the year.
Yep.
Nick Yak.
Hopes and plans for the future. Good luck to.
So let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
We both agree whether it's the sexy move of getting a Murray or a Bridges or whatever, whether it's that or getting a Brogdon or whoever, someone in the backcourt. What else do you think we need to do something else as well?
Long term or for this?
For this season?
For this deadline, I'm not gonna lie to you.
This deadline.
For this deadline, I'm kind of comfortable with the amount of bigs that we do have. In terms of, we have Hartenstein, we have Precious, we have Sims as the third big. When OG comes back, he can play some 4, right? And we can rotate between those. Josh Hart can play the 3 or sometimes the 4. I think OG is going to be back later. I'm comfortable with our big rotation in terms of guys who can play the 4 and 5 for now. And that unit can sustain 1 injury, can't sustain 2 or 3. And if we're lucky, between now and the next month or so, we'll get 2 more guys for our front court. I think we just need backcourt help. We just need someone that can initiate and orchestrate a little bit off the bench. Now it might be, we might actually get someone in the buyout market like right after the deadline. Like people might not want to hear this, but Kyle Lowry is probably going to be available as a buyout candidate. You never know. Chris Paul might be available after the deadline, depending on how the Warriors season ends up. Gordon Hayward might be out there in terms of if you want to get like a backup wing. So
I like that. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, he's gonna get bought out. So it's one of those things. Like, yeah, the options that are out there might be injury prone. I'm not gonna lie to you, but for what we're asking them to do, for the most part, like we're trying to tighten up on the fringes. Like we're trying to tighten up in positions that only play 15 to 20 minutes at best. So you don't have to overpay for something like that. You
Right.
try to
Like,
go, yeah.
so well, let's face it. Right now, we're obviously comfortable with the production and
You trying to
the um the net rating of
there you go, Core.
our starters right now. Obviously,
Yeah,
but
that differential is crazy right now.
they can only realistically we should only be counting on them guys for about 35, 36 minutes. You know, so
Yeah.
there's another 12 minutes of the game that we
That
need.
that are unaccounted for.
Yeah, we can't. But the thing is, we've been
Salute,
doing
Core.
stuff at such a high level that we're given enough of a cushion where that drop off isn't hurting us right now.
Yeah.
But now we're playing with fire a little bit because of Randall and OG.
Yeah. I don't want to say that it's gravy, but it feels like gravy at the same
Salute
time.
Corey.
Salute,
I,
Core.
I
What's
don't
up?
like
What's
it
up,
neither.
bro?
Salute, Core. Salute,
What you said, Greeny?
What's up?
Sure. I said I
He
agree
said
with
he
you on
doesn't like
that
it
gravy.
either.
Like it's sweet right now, but it can get sour real quick. That's why them injuries, man, they've been hunting us the last couple of years. I hope this year we can finally get over that hump. Like I'm not trying to deal with that again.
I'd rather get the injuries out the way right now, right before the All Star break.
I agree with you. No, I agree. I'm so serious with that. Like I agree that it's happening now.
Yeah,
I just hope that they don't linger over.
Yeah.
like
Julius Randle, when he missed the playoffs last time, he got hurt to the Heat. How did
yeah,
he get hurt this time?
To
To the
the
Heat. Every time, like, do we have to put this team under investigation? Like, what's going on? Like,
bro, you down 17, 18 points. Why are you trying to take a charge with 3 minutes to go?
Yo, man,
I mean, if he wasn't such a young, if he was a young player, I'd be pissed otherwise.
He ain't even young though. He's like 22. He's 23. He's like
But
a senior.
he's still,
and
I
you
know.
know what's
I
so
know what you
I
crazy?
think
mean. I
he's
know what you
actually
yeah,
about to turn 25. He's not young.
mean. Hey,
Hold on
man,
a second, fellas.
He's
leave
like
that
he's like a he's like
conquistador
a he's
alone,
like a
man.
Obi rookie. He's like an
Leave that
old rookie.
leave that conquistador alone, man.
Hold on a second, man. Real quick, yo. You know, he spent most of his career getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? That's the funny thing about Jaquez.
Oh, how can
Jaquez. Yeah, that's why he didn't. That's why he stayed to his senior year.
he's
He
returning the
was hurt.
favor.
It's like, yeah, well, um, hey, Bam took him underneath his wing. So, you know what I'm saying? Let me bam him up too.
Bam is out here diving
Unfortunately.
on people's ankles twice in the same
Yeah,
series.
yeah. Well, it is what it is. But, what can I say? Salute to
Man,
y'all gentlemen out here and to the chat.
Salute,
You know what I'm saying?
salute.
You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be out
So,
here with y'all.
so Corey, I mean, I don't know how long you've been listening, but we've been scouring little things. But one of the things we were kind of dancing around a little bit on is what you feel. Do you feel you're content with what we got if we were all healthy, and you don't want to mess up the chemistry that's going on right now, or do you still feel we need to keep
I will.
adding to the mix a little bit before the deadline?
I'm say this, as well as I mean, if y'all been listening to me on Sunday or in the other little spots, I've been popping my big head at. You'll understand that. Me, I'm not. Uh, it's not that I'm not fond of them. It's just that I'm not. I have an issue in trust. I have major trust issues with my man McBride and Grimes, both of them. What was it, Divine, who said it best the other day? You know, peaks and valleys, but it's what happens when you go on a roller coaster. Sometimes it upsets your stomach. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old. I'm too old to be dealing with acid reflux and, and all this other mess, and considering that we considerably cut half of our young talent off, the ones that matter the most, you know, I'm more to the favor of we're gonna keep going and getting older, substantial talent, then we might as well. But I'm not in the favor of jumping out the window to get, make a move where it just totally changes the whole entire landscape. You know what I'm saying? I'm more the type of person, let's improve the margins. You know what I'm saying? Something's like a, a, a ball handler and me and Ala Wise talk a lot extensively outside of this, and what I'm saying, he's kind of more and more pushed me and got me to thinking about, let's go get Burks, bring him back, just to solidify the rest of the bench. You know what I mean? And I honestly think that Burks will help us. How would I say? Help raise the young pups. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily carry them. And I understand a lot of Knicks fans are worried that Tibbs will fall back into the mind of relying on him more so than the youth. But if we're gonna push to get a chip this year, then maybe we need to do that. You know.
I, I'll say I'll say out of all those guys, like I would take Alec Burke back, but in terms of like making the money match, we don't have any contracts that would fit him. In terms of guys we would actually give up, Evan Fournier
Hmm.
makes way too much money, and the only guys on this team that would actually fit to get like Alec Burke back would be to trade Grimes and Miles McBride or Sims, and it wouldn't make sense for us to do that. Plus, they'd be looking for draft capital, like they'd be looking
Hmm.
maybe for their own pick back or something, right? So
Hmm.
like on paper, like bringing him back would be a great move, but the money it would never make sense, money wise, because we would never give up the players that actually make the money,
Hmm.
and the player we want to give up makes too much money. So
Yeah.
it puts us
So
in
it's
that
like a catch.
position where we gotta like we're stuck trying to target the
Yeah,
Jordan
it's a catch
Clarksons
22.
and the Brogdons and guys like that because they make a nice little chunk of money. That's why we're even looking at like a Dejounte because he makes a nice little chunk of money that we can throw Fournier in our trade exception to make the money
Hmm.
work. But it, if Fournier made $12 million, Alec Burks would probably be a Nick like 2 months ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I get it. No, I mean, no.
we
I get what y'all talking about.
you're
I
just talking
mean,
about the basketball fit, and I understand that 100%. Like the basketball fit,
yeah.
he would be a bucket off the bench. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. He's not really a point guard though. Like he's a bucket. He can get hot at any given time. He's a microwave. But I think we need one more guy outside of Brunson that can consistently get us in our offense because at times if Alec Burks is not hot, he's not really getting us into our offense as efficiently as you would like him to. Like he's definitely better at it than Miles McBride, without question. But when we get into the playoffs, you need something more solid than that in terms of
Yeah.
initiating. Because for those 4 or 5 minutes that Brunson doesn't play, we can't lose those minutes because
Yeah.
that could be the difference in having a 3-1 lead or being tied in the series.
Hmm.
Like every little
Now,
bit,
now,
every little bit counts. But like I keep
yeah.
bringing this up over and over, but when we lost Game 6 when we put in Miles McBride in the game by himself for like 3 minutes. We lost the game right there.
bro,
Hey
bro,
Dre, can you make
bro.
my screen big
Let me
real
see.
quick? I just got Boston's roster up there.
Okay, let me see if I can.
Because this is the roster we got to worry about.
Okay,
Period.
let me see if I can do this. Hold on. How do I do this? How do I
now you
switch?
just gotta slide me to your box.
Do I slide? Oh, it's just like that. Okay, I didn't even know. There you go.
So like,
I'll make you with a whole screen.
So ruthless.
Don't worry about this dude.
Yeah. Those are very like. I'm not too
Coach
worried
ain't
about
playing
that
with y'all
bench.
no more. He is not playing.
Is he gonna be hurt?
If he's playing, but this is the thing. I'm gonna throw it back to the normal size screen.
Is their bench better than ours though?
Can I say something?
I don't think it's not. Well, our bench isn't that strong unless we make another move. Like if we add Brogdon, our bench will be better than this.
To be honest, my Nigerian brother, Persis
What-
Achua, will handle that.
What happens if Boston gets somebody and we don't?
They can't. They're
Their
in the second apron. They can't make a trade for anybody of substance.
That's
They
good.
can't even get in the buyout market right now.
Then that tells you right there why we need to get something.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Listen.
Go ahead, Cole.
No, I wanted to finish the rest of my take.
Yeah,
and I was going to say this. I'm not like, you all good. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, the two of y'all are very long-winded, so I'm very patient with y'all. And I love y'all for it. So I'm going to say this. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So now, as I was saying about, maybe Burks, but then again, the buyout market might be our move.
There's a rumor Burks might be getting bought out.
Wherever he gets traded, but I don't know what's his contract. Does he have another year? Not to check.
It's like $10 million. He's like $10 million. Anyway, regardless of that, you know what I'm saying?
He has a club option. No, yeah, he already got his club exercise. He's expired.
Yeah, so whether he does or not, there is a former Toronto / Miami guy over there in Charlotte who didn't even get dressed and play with us to play with us, and that's Kyle Lowry, and Freezy's been saying it. Why not get Kyle Lowry Sr. to play with Kyle Lowry Jr.?
I was gonna say his mind is worth it more than his game is. Like
exactly.
Him being on your roster is like having an extra assistant coach.
Exactly.
You wouldn't really be costing you no money. You just be on there for that minimum prorated for the rest of the year.
Exactly. It's just like having, because I mean, Taj for the foreseeable future is going to be on our bench till the end of the season.
I don't think so. He's on a 10-day. Like as soon as I'm gonna keep it real with you. If we make a trade and we got to take back an extra player, Taj is getting cut.
No, I get that. That's if, you know what I'm saying? And the if is bigger than the if right now, and the if and the conundrum is so big right now that we just don't know. And what I'm trying to say to everybody as well as the panel and as well as to the chat is that right now, Knicks fans, the hardest thing we have to deal with right now is to stand pat and be patient.
Hold ground, hold serve.
Exactly. And that's the part that kills us, the biggest pain in our rumps right now.
I'm 100% sure we're gonna make a trade. Like I'm almost like 1,000% sure between now and next week a trade is gonna happen. It's just who comes back at that point.
Because I think
20 is definitely not gonna be here.
So what's your best case scenario trade and your worst case scenario trade?
Me? The best scenario trade is.
I can go round table.
Yeah. Go ahead, Core.
I was saying the best scenario is to, maybe get DeJounte Murray in here and pray that he does not disrupt the chemistry as far as talent. But then again, you know, but then again, in the worst case scenario for me is maybe Brogdon, which isn't that bad either. You know what I'm saying? Besides holding Pat, outside of holding Pat and just waiting. You know, I mean, I've ran it through my brain. I've listened to everybody. When I say I've heard 400 takes and 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 5,000 scenarios to the point where I'm just like I'm dead with this. You know, I can't even argue this no more. Like it's kind of killing me for my show for Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure something out and
because
try to
everybody
be
been
fresh.
said
You
a
know,
bunch of stuff you were thinking.
it's beyond it. You know what I'm saying? You just don't understand it. It's exhausting. You know what I mean? You know, me and Bully, so you know, and I can hear it in the back of my mind, with all due respect and love for my man Bully. So, what do you think we should do? And I'm just sitting there saying, I don't know. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? We playing mind pong and whatnot. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But
Bouncing
with that
ideas back
said,
and forth.
yeah, man, yeah, man. I'm just exhausted with it, and this is the part of the season that really blows my mind and pisses me off because I'm sitting here with nothing but anticipation. You know what I'm saying? Just waiting. It's like
Sitting on
sitting
our
there waiting
hands.
for the other shoe to drop. Yeah, it's like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Just like, okay, it's gonna happen. And when it doesn't, it's just like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
just all I got to say right now. Like that.
I'm more sitting on my hands about the Randall health thing more than anything. Like
Yeah, that. Yeah,
I
that's.
think all our moves in the end season moves, they almost all well, I think they all work out personally. Like the proof is in the pudding in terms of our records after deals. So I think we're gonna make a move. And to answer your question, Greeny, I think like best case scenario, like it's a little bit similar to Corey. Best case scenario, I think I have two types of best case scenarios. I think there's a best realistic case scenario, and then there's a best case scenario where it's like DeJounte comes here and plugs up all the other holes in terms of playmaking. And then there's the best realistic case scenario where we don't touch our starting lineup, and then we acquire last year's sixth man of the year, and we only play him about 20 minutes to keep him together for the playoffs. And his skill set just is plug and play. Like you don't even have to think about him. Like no matter what you get from him, no matter where he's at on this planet, he's going to give you 15 points, 4 assists, 4 or 5 assists, shooting 50% from the field and 40 from three. And if we're talking about like how analytically we're inclined, this front office is so analytically inclined because of the splits that he shoots, and because he's an elite catch and shoot player on top of a guy that can create for his own self and others. I think they're going to take the cheapest option, which is him, out of those two. They're going to target the cheapest option and maintain as much flexibility in the summer so they can be like, okay, say a superstar trade happens over the summer. Okay, then I'll give you Brogdon, I'll give you Grimes, and I'll give you whatever pick you want, or however many picks you want for that all NBA type player. I think they're going for the most reserved option right now, and then they're gonna toss out Grimes in a deal in the summer if they have to. But I think that that's the most realistic scenario. I think the worst scenario is like not doing anything at all.
Yeah,
Worst
and
case
we
scenario
all
is
know
like
Grimes.
yeah.
He
Worst case scenario is like winning the next 3 games and thinking that that's gonna be our roster is good enough to win it, go deep in the playoffs. That you are surely mistaken.
I mean, Grimes. I thought he messed up his leg.
Oh yeah, I think he just hyper. It looked awkward. Like how he turned his
Yeah, it
ankle
was
and his
weird.
knee at the
I thought
same
it was an
time.
ACL at first, but then I saw the ankle twist, and then all of a sudden he came back. So
I guess it was just like a little hyperextension and it freaked him out. And then he walked it off. I mean,
That boy got a broken
the
ankle.
only
That's what happened. Well, his ankle's broken.
LeBron's the only guy I ever seen have all that type of stuff happen to him, and he like prepares it like the Terminator in like 30 seconds.
I know he's crazy. He's like
I,
he's Wolverine.
yeah, I don't get it with him at all. But I think that's the best case. There's like the best case scenario, and then there's the best realistic case, like how like the common themes that this front office has shown, and I like they don't ever like if they overspend, they're overspending in one direction, or like in terms of actual players, or in terms of draft picks. They don't do both in the middle of the season. They don't give players and draft picks, in my mind, in the middle of the season.
We got bird rights with OG and Hartenstein. That's why you can think that way.
Yeah,
Plus the cap's going up.
yeah. And you paying him, he's legitimately a top 3 wing defender in the league, probably top 1, 2.
Big shout out to Justo11 for the generous contribution. He says best case scenario, Murray and Griffin. Dream case is Trey Murphy and CP3 Larry buyout. Also,
Ooh,
what's thoughts on tomorrow game with Pacers fast pace with Pascal?
ooh.
Nice take.
Go. You can go ahead, Greeny. You can answer this question.
I like I said, tomorrow game, I do think the Knicks is gonna come out and really try to pressure the Pacers. I think it's gonna be a good game tomorrow. I really want to see this game tomorrow. Can this be a potential playoff matchup? Maybe. I don't know.
If we're in the 3 seed and they're in the 6 seed, yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
I
So
think they're in the 6 seed right
I
now.
think this is gonna be a good game. In my best case scenario, worst case, my best case is definitely probably be Murray. Like that's like the best deal out there. Murray or Brogdon. I feel like the worst case scenario is if the Knicks don't make any moves and the injury bug just stays with us.
Oh
That's the
my
worst thing.
god!
That is the worst thing
Even
that
if we're
can happen to
healthy,
us.
even if we're healthy, we still ain't got no second ball handler. So it's gonna
Yeah,
be
we
rough to
don't.
get into the playoffs. Like you can't run
That's a
everything
move that
through him.
needs to be made. Like, yeah, we need that move to be made. Like,
If that
you
move,
can't
like
run our players in the ground.
there's probably gonna be a buyout type deal. And because we're not in a hard cap or not in the aprons, we can get buyout players.
Kyle Lowry, I'll take
Uh,
him. I
if he
don't.
doesn't play,
I
if he
don't
doesn't
want
play,
to.
I'm
I
gonna
don't want
answer.
to, but I'll take him.
I'm gonna answer your question, Justo. We gonna use Precious to beat the hell up out of Pascal. That's what's gonna happen. Off the rip,
Yep.
out the gate.
Hmm.
That's what's gonna happen. Pascal's gonna get beat the hell up. But I think you know what we should do. From tomorrow, like out the gate, I think Brunson should be forcing switches to attack Halliburton as much as possible. Test that hamstring out.
Mm.
I'm gonna test that hamstring out immediately.
Facts.
And you know he's on a minutes restriction, so he's only gonna play 20 minutes because he wants to make All NBA to get his money. He's not gonna be running hard. Like
Facts.
he played against the Celtics, right? He played 23 minutes against the Celtics. He never shoots that much. He shot 15 shots in 23 minutes because he wanted to maximize like getting his numbers right in that 20 minutes. So he took 15 shots. Like if he was playing his normal 36 minutes, he would get 15 shots the entire game. But he took 15 shots in 20 minutes because he knew like I'm on a minutes restriction and that hammy is a ticking time bomb. So I'm testing out that hamstring ASAP, early and often.
Okay. We play. Yeah, we at MSG. Okay. It's gonna be good. Tomorrow's gonna be a good game. I could not wait for that atmosphere.
I AG
I hope
streets.
OG is back.
Pascal's a good player. I'm not about to front like you talk
Yeah,
about.
Pascal straight.
He has the exact same accolades that Randall has, and they're around the same age. 2 All-Star teams, 2 All NBAs, Most Improved Player, and he has a ring. So he's not a bum. He's a very good player. Now I don't know if I don't know if paying him 200 million is the move when he's 30 years old. I don't know about all that, but he's still a damn good player.
Hmm. We definitely do need another playmaker, ball handler, facilitator, though. Definitely, that's needed.
Dante is trying his hand in. He's been okay, but we still need.
He's been okay, but it's just not his nature. We need
Yeah,
somebody who wants to do the job. Like,
he's not manipulating defenses. He's just going downhill and
nope.
making a quick decision.
Yep.
Brunson is
He's
out
basically
here.
like, well, if I attack, then I can just pass. Like that's
There's like a lot of the reason why he gets caught up at the rim and gets blocked because he's just not. He doesn't think the game at that deepest level that like Brunson does.
Quick
And
sidebar.
Brunson has a backup plan for his backup plan for his backup plan. That's why you see that footwork popping up every time he get in the paint because he knows what he's doing. And if he reacts this way, I'm gonna do this and or this. Like Brunson is a mastery.
Hold on, I'm gonna read this super chat. Thank you for the generous contribution, Justo. Kinda want a tweener forward that's semi young to run with this team for the next 4 to 5 years as well. Plus a guy who can run with OG to stop option 1 and 2. Well,
that's Precious.
I'm saying is Precious the tweener forward? But then again, like tweener is subjective. Is it tweener between 3 and 4, or is it tweener between 4 and 5? Because those are two different things, right? Because like
Alfonso Scott said, "Kiss the NBA Finals goodbye if we get CP3."
A tweener between 3 and 4 is like Aaron Gordon.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you, he's on my wish list. But quick sidebar.
CP3.
Yo,
go ahead.
No, not even CP3. Quick sidebar. Outside of that, I did not. If I'm wrong, I thought I heard something crazy. Like, if Halliburton makes All NBA this year, this young man makes $45 million.
It's 41. But yeah, that was in his contract. It's his supermax.
Yes.
If you make All NBA within your first 4 years, you get a $40 million bump.
No, that is crazy.
And this is his last year to get that $40 million bump, which is why he's trying to play through that hammy. Otherwise, if it was any other year, he would have just chilled out and let that hammy heal all the way up and not play around with the minutes restriction game. But he's in that position where, like, yo, hammies are weird.
Yeah, you out for 3 weeks. And if you feel like you can run and then you run and it's not ready, you're out for another 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, like when he first came back,
with.
And then he had to miss 3 games, and now he's on minutes restriction. Yeah. So
because you can't overwork that muscle. Once you overwork it, you done. You gotta sit out again.
That's why I was like, yo, you need to test that hamstring early on. I don't want to see him get hurt, but I know he can't play defense to the level that he needs to. So he's gonna start
overworking. Whether he gets hurt or not.
So Halliburton is on the injury report. He day to day or no?
He's gonna play, but he's not 100%. He's not.
He got a hamstring. If he got a hamstring problem, Brunson he got to go downhill all game. We got to make him backpedal because he gonna feel that. So once he start backpedaling,
wherever he at, bring him up. Wherever he at, bring him up for the screen. We're gonna force that.
Yep. Yeah. Make him run up and down.
The most solid screens I've ever seen. Him and Chua.
They said good screens. That's something that we kind of overlook in terms of Hartenstein and Mitch. Mitch was starting to set better screens this year, but he's not setting Mitch like Hartenstein is. Hartenstein will clear out. Someone will get open with a screen.
I like how teams are packing the paint too. Like I see how our team offense is so smooth because a lot of teams are packing the paint like how they used to guard us a season ago, and I'm like, why y'all can't guard us like that no more? Like, when are you gonna realize that we have shooters, or like you're gonna have to let us get the twos? Like the threes are dropping, the ball is swinging around. You swing into one corner, it's gonna be an OG. You swing into the other corner, it's in Dante's hand. If it's not there at the top of the key, it's in Brunson. Like
Greeny, the last backcourt tandem to have 100 threes, both by this point in the regular season, shooting above 42% from three, were the Splash Brothers in
right? I was
2016.
just about to, I already knew. And it's crazy because I was just looking at the 3-point percentage. I believe Brunson is like 15th in the league in 3-point percentage, but he exceeds everybody with like 3-point attempts in the top 15. Like he exceeds everybody by a lot. And then Dante is like 20th. It's that in that too. You have to put that in. He's shooting pull up 3-pointers off of screens. Like that's tough.
If they stay
tough
healthy,
shots.
if they stay healthy, they'll both break Fournier's record. If they both.
Oh yeah, he almost broke his record the other night. He was trying. He just couldn't get it to drop.
I'm talking about total threes for the.
Total threes. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, Dante almost broke his. He almost tied the record. Yesterday. So
yeah. So and while Randall is out, our 3-point shot diet is gonna go up. Like it's gonna go up just naturally.
Mm-hmm.
As long and if you have guys like Precious is making decent passes as well in decision making, and Hartenstein is a very good passer. Guys are gonna get open. I mean, Sparks, we are running those plays for Devo to get open at least 4 or 5 times a game to get him open for wing above the break wing threes or corner threes. And he's
now is he gonna hit in the playoffs is the question. That's really the question I want to know.
Well, team's gonna overreact, and he gets. I hope I'm like more confident in him now than any other iteration of him. Shout out to Nick Yak. McBride is also shooting 46%. I do like McBride, but
I like McBride. I'm a McBride fan. I'm not even gonna lie.
I like McBride too. Like you can play McBride.
I like him as well.
You just can't have him out there as the only guard. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's just unreliable.
That is a problem. No, you cannot have him out there as the only guard. But Deuce is. I like his energy. Like if he would show more emotion, like if he would be like more emotional in the game, like Colin Sexton, he would get like he would be that energizer for our team. But he's developed nice into a good player. Like you know what I mean? So I'm not mad at what he's doing, but what you said earlier, Dre, was on point. Like he don't put the pressure on the defense. Like you right, he might be around there like looming on the 3-point line trying to snipe him, 3-point shot hunter, but he's not attacking and putting the pressure on the defense how he really should be and getting in that paint. And that is a fact though.
You got to create advantages. That's what Tibbs wants.
Because if he would been doing that, we wouldn't even. Because if he was doing that, we wouldn't even be talking about going to get drafted or trading to try to get somebody else. We wouldn't even be talking about that.
No, go ahead.
But that's what that issue is, right? It's ball handling. He is not a great ball handler. The one thing that I want him to do, and this is speaking into the future as far as McBride and his development, is figure out what Steph Curry learned how to handle the ball. You know what I'm saying? If you ever, how Steph Curry before he got to where he is in this part of his career in the league, it took him about 2 or 3 summers to really develop that ball handling sense and skill to dive into the defense.
I was gonna say, this to this point too, Corey. Quickly never really had a good handle when he came into the league, right? But once he got into the lane, he always had the floater. No matter what, he had the floater. So if he got into the lane, he could make a quick decision, either put it up or kick it back out. With Deuce McBride, if he gets to the free throw line extended, he like forgets what to do.
Yeah,
Like he'll dribble
he
right up
has
to
a
the
Yeah,
free
he has
throw
a
line.
it's
giant
like
brain fart.
you're not lying. He gets there, he puts the person on his back and dribble, and then turn around and kicks it back out or dribbles back out. Like you were there,
because
right there.
because he
Make the
don't
shot
really
or dish it off.
got
Like
an in between game. That's the problem. Like if he had a floater, then I would ease up off him. But because he doesn't really have a consistent floater or anything like that, it makes it tough on him. He's been trying to like get little floaters off and like trying to like lay it up high off the glass, and those aren't really like really good high percentage shots for him. At least not yet. But he's I'm not too mad on I'm mad on McBride. Remember, we got him on like a 3-year contract. Like we got time. Like we can bring in a guy and we still got time to worry about later on.
Yeah,
He gonna
yeah,
get some seasoning.
yeah. But if we're gonna go for this chip, then I'm still like
If we're going for
I'm
a
in the buyout.
championship, Deuce McBride is probably not playing very much. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh no, nah, nah. But you know what though? But it's good to get them seasoned now to some degree, but not necessarily for the playoffs, but just for next season. I'm sounding like Cowboy Bob, and I hate to sound like that. And I love Cowboy Bob, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about next season um, unless we talk about what after the fact. But the whole reason why I'm bringing this up is because um I'm this is why I'm in the buyout market right now.
Yeah,
I'm not even in the trade market no more. I'm in the more of the buyout market. What's left? You know what I'm saying? Who's getting rid of what? And let's pick it up because we do still, even though we signed to
Taj.
the 10-day contract ties, we still have empty
That's a
roster
that's a
spot,
that's a
correct?
that's a roster spot that could go to somebody.
Yeah, go to somebody who can really use or even just have on the bench
Let
and
me
for
uh let me
practices.
let me respond to someone in the chat, Core. Yeah,
But
McBride is shooting extremely well from three, right? But there's a little bit more to being a point guard off the bench than just shooting the three. When someone creates the three for you, he's not. Remember, he's not like crossing guys up and taking threes like Brunson. It's a little bit different. Like this, that's a different bag. Um, and to Sherman's point, I have a question. There are advanced analytics for Hartenstein that shows he is number one in defensive EPM in the entire league per 100 possessions in terms of straight up defensive impact. And he is currently averaging 2 steals and 2 blocks per game. Only 4 players in NBA history has ever done that. And one of them is Hakeem, just to paint a perspective of how well he's playing at this current juncture on both ends. Um, Thank you for the generous contribution, Justo. Hope OG can expand his shot like that Miami game. Yeah, we gonna need an aggressive OG. We're gonna need him to take some mid range shots, a la Randall. You're gonna have to have some self creation because we're gonna need some variability in our offense. We can't just do the same thing over and over. Sure, what the hell are you talking about?
what did he say? You see what he said? Hold on a second. Let me read what he said.
Ball handling is very important, and there's ball handling has nothing to do with fancy dribbling. It's literally taking the ball from point A to point B without turning the ball over, right?
Jesus
And
Christ.
creating advantages. Jason Kidd and Chauncey
Jesus.
Billups protected the basketball because they were big, solid guards, and you had to fight through their bodies to get to the ball. They protected the ball so extremely well. Deuce can't do that right now.
And not only that, but you talking about 6'3", 6'4" guards, point guards, which
About
like
215,
what
220.
yeah, in which when I was coming up, when I was a jit or a young man, you know what I'm saying, in my 20s and 30s, these guards were really two guards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were like you saw a 6'4" two guard. You were like, wow. I mean, a point guard. You were like, wow, this dude is like a hybrid of something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Where these guards could guard like Michael Jordans and whatnot. That's what made what you call it such a great point guard from Seattle. What's his name? The Gloves. You know what I'm saying? These were big guards, man.
Mhm.
So
That changed how the league went because in the time in the '90s, most point guards were like 6'1", 6 foot, buck 80.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those dudes, guards like Jason Kidd came in the league and started just imposing their will, backing down these little guards, swatting them away
And
like
could
flies.
run
And remember, pre-hand checking, so Jason Kidd would put that forearm on you. You wasn't going nowhere.
nowhere, nowhere. So we gotta relax on some the way the way we think because the game is so totally evolved. Because you look at Halliburton and he's what 6'6", 6'5". You know what I'm saying? And
Nick
you got
Gat,
Kate
how many
Cunningham.
assists does he average? Nick Gat, you can't just say turnovers, averaging one turnover. Like, okay, I would take two turnovers from him if he was consistently getting rim pressure and getting guys open looks. I don't harp in on the turnover thing. Get it? Like,
Like,
you know who had less turnovers? Alex Smith
uh,
had like damn near no turnovers, right? But you wasn't winning nothing with him because he wasn't he wasn't attacking the defense in the way that you needed him to.
or how about who we had? Was it 3 or 4
That
seasons
man, you
ago?
trying to make him a game manager. We need a little bit more than that. We need a little bit more juice.
Oh, who was that guard we had that attacked the rim when we went to the fourth seed? I can't think of his name right now.
Alfred,
Um, Alfred Payton. Now, if he could attack the rim like Alfred Payton and still had that shot, then we could. Then we were like, all right, I could deal with him.
if
You
he
know
could
what I'm
do
saying?
both of those things, he would not be on
Yeah,
no $13 million contract. I tell you that right now.
exactly,
Mm.
exactly. We wouldn't be sitting here arguing that at this point, But just take it easy.
It- I'm not like I don't want to feel like I'm like pooping on Deuce McBride. I want him to do well. Like I genuinely want him to play well. But if we're trying to make a deep playoff run, every minute matters. You can't have those
Mhm.
4 minute stretches not scoring no points. Like, I'm just I'm just keeping it a buck.
Exactly. We
And it's
we would
okay.
have been.
Like it's okay. He's on a 3 year contract. He don't got to figure it out this year. He got to figure it out
Mhm.
next year and the year after that. I'm not trying to
Because if that
trade
was
him
the case, because if that was the case, we'd have been in the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
for
You know what
sure.
I mean?
If we would have held an 8 point lead when Brunson was out, we would have won that game.
Would have
And
won that game. And then,
we lost a 14 point lead in no time. None.
and I'm trying to tell you, and in my mind, and in every world in my
If that game
mind,
7 ended up in the Garden, we would have won that game in a
yeah,
heartbeat.
we'd have won that game, and we'd have been in the Eastern Conference Final. And I honestly think we'd have been in the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying? Because that team last year had no
Fool.
problems taking a. That team we had last year had no problems beating
The
Boston.
Celtics. Yeah. Yeah. Eh. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't get to a
inshallah.
game. Alfonso Scott. We don't get to a game 6 without RJ though.
What he said, if RJ what
If
shot
RJ
three or
shot 2 for 10 instead of 1 for 10, yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of guys, nobody showed up but Brunson offensively. Nobody
exactly,
did. But RJ, what took like
nobody.
8 free throws in the first quarter, and then the refs just stopped calling everything completely.
He
Crazy,
was
right?
like, "Well, he ain't hitting it anyway, so let me just hold my whistle." I'm tired of blowing the sucker. Pause.
if anybody from the Knicks gets traded, Flynn is probably gonna go. Fournier and Grimes. Deuce is not going nowhere. Deuce literally cannot be traded. And Mitch, no one, you're not. No one's taking Mitch right now while he's out. So like,
First of all, Mitch is if anything, Mitch is pretty much untradeable. To be honest with you,
mm.
I'm serious. I'm serious. Tibbs would roll over in his before he even had his grade before that happened.
Nick Yak, how many opportunities you gonna give McBride to show you that he's not ready yet? You making it seem like I don't like the kid. I want him to do well, but he's just not ready yet. That's all. He's just not ready for high leverage basketball in terms of initiating.
I mean, Nick Gack, have you been really looking at the Nick games?
Well, Sherwin, that's college, and even Chauncey Billups. It took Chauncey Billups some years to figure it out at this level, and Chauncey Billups is a way bigger guard than Deuce, much bigger. Like Chauncey was Chauncey was the same size as Josh Hart. So that's like comparing those two in stature. Chauncey was the legitimate the same size as Josh Hart, around 6'4", anywhere from 220 to 230 at any given point during the 2000s. It was different, and he had to bounce around the league from the Timberwolves to the Celtics.
Yeah,
Until he
he
found his
started.
game,
Yeah,
and that's probably what Deuce is gonna have to do until he will not bounce around, but he's gonna take him a while, maybe a couple of years. The only thing
hmm
that I'm glad that he turned into a sniper, at least from three, which is something I don't want to take for granted.
Mm-mm.
Come on, Nick Yak.
Well, Dre,
You got to be ready.
what do you say then? What do you say? Repeat what
He
he said
said,
because I
bring
can't
up
see
a
it right
playoff game all the time, and McBride didn't play 100 minutes. You be fair. I'm not pooping on him. I'm telling you, he's just not ready. That's all. Telling you what happened and saying that he's not ready, it has nothing to do with fair. It has everything to do with what happened and that he's not ready. And then when we come into this season, he plays exactly like that, like very skittish, except he's very aggressive with his 3-point shot, which I give him credit for. He worked on that, and he brought his 3-point shot with him this year. He built that up, but the other parts in terms of being a point guard, he doesn't have it yet.
now.
Mm.
Well, I mean, what's on your mind as far as anything? What's on your mind? Like,
Thing on my mind is this Pacers game. I want the streak to keep going, but I
mhm.
don't know. I don't know how. I think Hartenstein is going to bully Miles Turner tomorrow for some reason. I think he's going to punk him, but but it's going to be a hotly contested game because I think
Mhm.
I think Halliburton is due to shoot better. He shot terribly against the Celtics, but I think he was forcing,
Mhm.
and he's going to be
Mhm.
under minutes restriction regardless. So we need to. I don't think we're going to have to push him.
Mhm.
17 games of 40 or more since joining the Cavs.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
definitely need OG back, Gibson. I agree wholeheartedly.
Well, he's gonna be back. I know he's gonna be back. I know he's gonna be back.
Nick
I
Yak,
don't give his elbow.
he is part of he is part of the reason they came back because he wasn't ready. That's like let's be real. They took out our two playmakers. Well, okay, I won't blame him. Tim should have never had McBride out there without Brunson or Randall. That should have never happened in the playoffs. One of them got to be on the court at all times. So I'll rein that in and say yes. That should have never happened in the first place, but it did happen, and you saw his shortcomings in that time. and I don't think he worked on shoring up his shortcomings from that aspect in terms of controlling a basketball game. I would bet money on that, Alfonso. Remember, we're going with a lineup of all defenders outside of Brunson. Everybody we playing can play defense outside of Brunson, and we're like locked in defensively right now.
Hmm. That's why we're winning at the
Deuce
rate of
shoots
pace.
46% from three. Sherwin. He shoots 46% from three, and I believe 46 overall.
Mm.
I think Deuce
Well,
McBride, if he plays quality minutes in the playoffs, it'll be because we put a guard next to him. And if you do that, then
mhm.
yeah, but you can't put him as the lead guard because you just
So, yeah,
can't do
the
it.
sole lead guard,
Yeah, you
like
can't.
him and Grimes, can't
No,
do it.
hell,
I'm not.
it'd be him, Grimes, and Josh Hart on the court. No, oh my God,
Hell no. I wouldn't do that with the Globetrotters.
no. The Washington Generals might run it up on
Hmm.
them. Oh my God, but um, how far do you see this streak going? I'm about to look up the schedule right
Uh,
now.
we got what? We got Pacers and we
We
got
got
the
the
Lakers.
Pacers, we got the Lakers, and then we got the Grizzlies on Tuesday.
Man, I pray we get past the
Grizzlies on
Lakers. We
Tuesday,
get
then
past
the
the Lakers.
Mavericks, and then the Pacers again. We got 5 straight home games.
Yeah. If
Then
we
we
get
close
past,
out also. Then we close out with 2 road games.
okay. But like I said, if we get past the Lakers, then I think we have no problems finishing off these next 5 home games.
Yeah,
So you know what I'm
I'd
saying?
say the
I'm not
Mavericks
worried
have
about
talent,
absolute.
and the Pacers. The Pacers are going to be a good team. Like I'm be absolutely honest here. The Grizzlies are the only one that I'm pretty sure will beat. I think we could lose to any team, but I'm fairly confident that we'll be up for the challenge. Like we don't get blown out ever. If you've noticed that, that's been a thing. Like we stay in games because this defense will keep us in games.
Hmm.
Come on, Sherwin. Y'all love y'all some Deuce McBride. I tell you that much. Play Indy twice in the next 4 games. I want to see how this defense fares against a high octane offense. That's what I want to see. But I mean, we've been shutting down. The Utah Jazz average a ton of points, and we were shutting them down, holding teams down
Sharon,
to sub
real quick,
100.
how many minutes do you think Deuce needs, Sherwin? How many minutes do you think he needs to be successful? For real? Do you put a response in there, Trey? Because I can't. Because I can't even. You want to give him 25 minutes?
OG is day to day, according to Tibbs, as of yesterday. So he may play, he may not. Hopefully he does.
He's gonna play. He's gonna
We
play.
need him. We need him for that team.
Yeah. We'll slow that team down.
Let me check the Knicks injury report. I'll tell you right now who's on the injury report. OG Anunoby is listed as day to day. Quinn Grimes is listed as day to day with a right knee sprain. And Julius Randle, of course, is out.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we're gonna need both of them to come back.
Hmm.
I think they got a day off, so should be well rested, but it's gonna be an up and down game. Hopefully. But you remember, like Quinn Grimes came back in the game probably off adrenaline. He's probably sore as
Hmm.
hell, and his knee probably swelled up. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, but I think, but he had what? He had all day yesterday, so I know he came in yesterday. today, I should say, and
Yeah,
got treatment. He got a lot of treatment on that knee. The swelling's gone down. I'm pretty sure they
they're gonna put
gave
him
him
out.
that infamous. We won't give him that infamous shot. You know what I'm saying? In the knee. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
them 3 foot long needles.
Yeah. And he can like, yeah, let's go out there. You
Sherwin,
know,
in 2024, point guards don't play like how you played point guard back in the day. Point guards are looking to score. Sherwin was back in the day trying to post people up to pass the ball like Mark Jackson. In today's NBA,
uh,
if you ain't scoring 20 points per game as a starting point guard, you're you're falling behind the eight ball.
mm.
There's a
And
reason
to
why
be honest with you,
all the elite guards average 20.
but to be real with you,
Yeah.
I kind of slick agree with him. If they average 15, they doing okay, but they got to be giving you like 17 assists.
But I'm saying,
You
like,
know, you know what
look,
I mean?
think of all the elite guards in the league today. Elite, right?
Hmm.
Tyrese Halliburton is probably one of the best passing point guards in the league, and he still averages 23. It's
Hmm.
2024. You got to be aggressive. You got to look for your. You got to be a threat. There's no more Rondos out here. None. They don't
Facts.
exist for a reason.
Hmm.
Ben Simmons tries to play like a big pass first point guard, and it only works because he's tall. If Ben Simmons was 6'3", he'd be out the league. You got to be aggressive. If you're
Hmm.
not looking for your shot,
Yo,
you're
bro,
negative.
real
You're
quick.
negative. You're not
Yo,
helping. You're not
hey, Dre,
helping.
you know what voodoo chips are?
Those
They got,
those like those extremely spicy chips, right?
they're like kettle chips from Louisiana. You ever see the bags?
Hmm.
Like, you ever see what their bags look like? The voodoo chip bags?
Yeah.
Yo, those are like the Brooklyn Nets uniform.
Oh my God. Those jerseys are horrendous. Who actually who
Yo,
paid that?
yo, who
They
do?
should have just left the biggie Coogee. They should have just left that. They had the Coogee jersey.
Yo,
Remember that?
yeah, 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 yeah.
I hate
Oh
the
my
Nets, but I like
God,
that jersey.
yeah. Ah. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at that the other day because I was watching who was just play Utah. So I was sitting there and I was like, what the hell they come out with these goddamn voodoo chips bags? We say if if I'm gonna pick between Grimes and IQ
hey,
and Deuce for
hey,
my
hold on.
team.
Yeah, hold on. Let me read this. Yeah, Sherwin. Emmanuel quickly is going to make more money in his next contract than Grimes and Deuce will make in their careers. And you want to know why?
Facts.
Do you want to know why, Sherwin? You can not like how he plays all you want. His skill set is more valued, period. What he does is more valued because he can score and he looks to score and he can pass. He's a threat. That's why. So you can have your preference all you want. But when you go around the league, there's a reason why guys get paid a certain figure, and there's a reason why other guys don't get paid a certain figure.
These cats, boy.
Sherwin quickly shooting 45% from the field this year and near 40 from three. He's gonna be fine. Trust me. Otherwise, do you think we can steal a second spot and send Tibbs to the All Star game as the
We
coach?
was talking about that earlier. We was talking about that
Is that
earlier.
already decided, or is that decided? When is that
No,
decided?
because check it out, right? He was explaining to me earlier that if we go to the because I think Joe Mazzulla is coaching the East this year,
Mhm.
but it's just say if we finish like second or first, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Then
it's
he can
hold
he
on,
can
hold
come
on.
out next season.
Yeah, I was gonna say. The honor for the All-Star coach is given based on the standings 2 weeks before the event. So it's gonna be Joe Mazzulla. Joe Mazzulla's gonna be
Yeah,
there.
this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about this year, but not next year.
Oh no, yeah, yeah.
That's what we're
Second.
talking about next season.
Got you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Salute, Freezy. I was
So,
holding it down for you for a little bit. Or is Freezy here?
I don't even know who that is.
He pulled
I can't
himself up.
tell.
It is Freezy. Oh, well,
Yo, yo.
salute, boss.
Oh, you finna tell your granddad that?
Yeah, it's me.
The brother went mobile.
Yeah. We can hear you in the background repeating. So
Nick, yeah, quickly is gonna make $100 million. Let's stop the shenanigans. Stop it. Stop the shenanigans. Quickly is going to get $100 million. I can hear the thing in the background, Freezy.
No, I got you. I was making a change, bro. I had been looking and watching, man, just checking it out, man, getting the fit,
Yeah, you good. Zeus has time. It's up to him to do what he does. He has a physical talent, unlike RJ, not throwing shit. uh,
mm.
that's kind of mean, G Streets. If Deuce McBride was 6'4", he would be the Marcus Smart we were looking for.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. Man, all right,
Well,
y'all ready to wrap it up, bro?
Yeah, we can wrap it up right here.
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, man. Let's wrap right here, man. Thank you everybody for rocking, man. We're gonna get out of here, man, and then do the do. Peace, everybody.
Peace. Salute.
Peace.